live here in Las Vegas for the National Horseplayers Championship. I'm Alexa Zepp, joined by Rachel Miller and Ryan Anderson. Hey, y'all, how you feeling about today?
Good. I got a little buzz. I'm much more charged up and ready to go today versus yesterday. I got a good night's sleep. I'm ready to run. What about you, Ryan?
I didn't get a great night's sleep. I slept about 2.5 hours, but I'm excited to join you guys.
I found you last night at the Blackjack
find us last
table. Is that what
Jackson,
kept you
and Noah.
up?
That is a lot of what kept me up, and then doing some work to prepare for today.
Did you have some better luck after?
Absolutely not.
I'm telling you, the Blackjack gods have not been in our favor this week so far. But
what's the total? What's the net negative or net positive? Do we know?
How cruel of a question.
Well, maybe just,
Well, not as much as people are in line to win this weekend. Let's keep on a positive note. Yeah, people are in line for a ton of money at these national championships. I mean, the top prize is $825,000. That's craziness. But even if you don't win, the top, 100 people maybe? How many entries are in this thing? Do you know?
Over 840.
Okay, so the top, 84 people are going home with at least $10,000. And then once you get into that top 10 spot, you're looking at, six figures essentially. So this is a big weekend, a weekend everybody's waiting for, preparing for. Ryan, you said you were preparing, but are you in?
No, I do have a buddy who is in who has been asking me for some advice. I'm not in the NHC contest, but he has been asking me for some advice. So obviously I looked at all the races, and I love to bet too. So I got a handicap no matter what.
And you gave it a shot yesterday.
I did. That was a close finish.
We had the first chance tournament yesterday. If you tuned in, it was a lot of fun. It was last chance to get in this year, first shot at getting in next year if you're already double qualified. So you can have 2 entries in this thing to take 2 swings. But yeah, it's the weekend we all wait for all year. Rachel, I know I heard you say in a team meeting a couple weeks ago, we're lucky. We get to go all over the country and the world, but this is one of your favorite trips of all year.
It is. This is one that I always look forward to just because it is so different to a typical day at the races. I had no idea that this subculture existed. I'd never attended a tournament before, and I'd mentioned this yesterday, but it really feels like a high school reunion energy in here. All of these people are just excited to have made it to the pinnacle of the sport. So this is really their version of what would be like a Horseman's Breeders' Cup or Kentucky Derby. The ultimate goal is to make it here, be in this room, and that's palpable. And so that makes it a fun place for me to be. That's why people love those key signature race days that I just mentioned, because of the energy and the excitement around them, and that's exactly what's happening here in Vegas.
Yeah, you can tell how much it means because you can't buy your way into this contest. You have to earn it. So
yeah, big fluffy dog. Sorry for the sidetrack.
I do see that big fluffy dog
in here.
There's a lot of fluffy dogs.
Wow.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, but you have to earn your way in, and I think that goes a long way, so that kind of contributes to the energy that you feel in this room.
There's, talking to the energy in this room, I know we ran it yesterday, but it's the first day of the NHC for real, for real. We got to run it again. Here's the true energy of this room.
Throw the stick over the fence, baby, because you didn't need it.
Bobby, we love you. We hope you're tuned in. We hope everybody is, and you're hopping in the comments. We want to hear from you, and tell us your picks, what you would be doing if you were in the lead, if you're behind, who you want to hear from, what tournament players you follow, maybe your nemesis on the leaderboards. I know I've had a couple of those where like, oh man, that Evan Trommer's always beating me. Evan Trommer, hopefully you're watching. I think Evan, Matt, and there's 3 Trommers here. whole family tree. Maybe we'll have to find them. Because that's the thing, right? You handicap with your dad, with your grandpa. There's 36, I want to say, women this year in the tournament.
The winner yesterday was a woman. There's a real, again, a mix of people here in this room. Youngest competitor being 21, oldest competitor being 90. And to report a little bit more about boots on the ground journalism, what's happening around, I believe that Dan Tordjman is standing by. Dan.
Rachel. Hey, Rachel. You have no idea how excited Alex was to do the zoom out of my hat move. I wanted to show everyone what it's like when you actually walk into the NHC as a player. I'm obviously not a player. I failed miserably in the last chance, first chance qualifier. But the first thing you see to your left when you walk in, it's photo time. You talked about high school reunion. These are like high school photos. These will live on forever. Picture day. And Alex did point out for a lot of people, this is sort of like a 50th high school reunion. So, you know, I think that's very accurate, Alex. You mentioned the oldest player, 90, youngest player, 21. We tried to check in with that youngest player. He wasn't even down here 30 minutes ago. He probably got the stomach cramps. He's still upstairs in the room, breathing. You know, wet water on the face, all that.
Yeah, a little mom spaghetti. What's that Eminem song?
Exactly. Next thing you see, some of the trophies, some of what's at stake. Right there, the ring, front and center. That's Dan Piazza's ring, winner from last year. You got the Eclipse Award for Horseplayer of the Year, and then the NHC Tour Champion Trophy on the left side there as well. So a couple of the things people are gunning for here over the next couple of days. The next thing you would see if you keep walking toward the actual contest area, this is the check-in space. Hey guys, say hi. So what do you pick up here? What do people get once they walk up to you?
Well, they can get their credentials, their player cards, their gift vouchers, and we register them for the whole event to make sure they are here and actually able to play.
What is the question you get the most, or what is the question you get the most?
The question we get the most is, how do I change my player card number? Because everybody needs to change it and nobody knows.
Is this sort of like a wedding where like a lot of people walk up like, I don't want to be seated with that person. Can you put me in another table?
Actually the opposite. We get a lot of, did my friend pick up my cards already? So people love to sit together. So that's good.
Tell our viewers who you are, because actually I check in with you about once a month on a virtual meeting. So tell us who you are and what you do for the NTRA.
Yeah, I'm Thomas Meese. I'm the communications director of the NTRA. I work in Washington, so I do a lot of stuff with legislation, making sure horse racing is at the forefront of our legislators in DC's mind, making sure we're on top of them.
And talents, obviously, he's doing the table, the seat arrangement and all of it and checking people in. So thank you again, Tom. We'll check back in with you soon. Wanted to take you over here, too, to show you kind of how they help the players get set up once they've got those cards and once they've got their tables. This is information about the contests here. Down here, prize pool over $5 million. And then you've got the sheets here with the mandatory races for the next couple of days. And some sheets where you could keep track of your picks. First mandatory race today here on Friday would be Gulfstream Race 5, 11:51. So wanted to show you that. And then, I promise, we're almost done, guys. One last thing I want to show you, one person I want to introduce you to. It's Holly Short. She's acting. She doesn't know we're coming, that we're walking toward, but she knew exactly what we were doing. Holly, Director of Marketing Events and Events here at the NHC, or at the NTRA. Just give us a quick vibe check.
Everything's going well. First mandatory is in about an hour, and after that we can all take a sigh of relief and get the day going.
We know you love being on camera. You've expressed this many times to us. In terms of, just because you've been here for many years, just want to know, what is the coolest, funniest, most memorable thing you've seen here in the NHC all your years here?
Oh my goodness. There's just so many. My first year was in 2017, I believe. It was Peter Dresens was Rookie of the Year, and I just fell in love with how he would dress, and I'd look for him every single year and see what his outfits are going to be. So he didn't make it this year due to an injury, but you know, he's one of my favorite people to see.
Best dressed person this year?
Stop at the front of the room to see the sheet.
Probably Alexa.
There we go. That was the right answer. She appreciates that. All right, Holly Short and some of the team here with the NTRA all doing heavy lifting these next couple of days. So that's it for now. Kick it back to you, and we'll go find someone else here soon.
Thanks, Dan, and oh my gosh, thanks, Holly. Naming me best dressed? What?
Oh, heck yeah. My ears went out, so I couldn't hear the last part of what Dan was saying over there.
Well, she gave me some mad props, and honestly, the NTRA team's incredible. This is quite the event to pull off every year, so we are so thankful to be here, that they bring us back every year, and everybody in this room, like, Holly and Michelle are basically, famous. Like, they're awesome. They're everybody's sugar mamas here, so we love them. And we've been joined by a guest, Dave Nichols. How's it going?
Good. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, Dave, you've had a wild year. Okay, Dave won the NHC Tour, how much did you bring home for that?
$75,000 for the NHC Tour. Yeah.
That's pretty mad. Can you explain to the viewers who might not know what the tour is?
So it goes pretty much a couple of weeks after, well, I guess next Friday it'll start. It's a year long, about 11 months. You get 8 scores. One of them has to be a live score, the rest can be online. And throughout the year, you try to accumulate the highest total. And if you're lucky enough to do that, then you get $75,000 and you get to play for $5 million out here.
Damn, so $5 million bonus is what you're eligible for. You've been here a lot of times, though. How many years have you qualified?
13 times.
13 times.
I'm an old guy here.
You're not old. Do you feel extra pressure this year having that $5 million bonus on the line?
Not really right now. Like, I think if my entry starts to do well, then there'll be more pressure. Mike Yerzik is like $88 ahead of me right now already, so some of that pressure I think is gone for a little while, but we'll see how the day progresses. If I'm, I think tomorrow it'll definitely be more pressure as the day goes on. But right now I haven't even made any plays yet, so just kind of going with it. So.
There could be something in the number, though. You said this is your 13th year. Today happens to be Friday the 13th. Are you a little superstitious?
A little bit, actually. One of my good friends, Pete Alcastella, last year was his 13th year, and he hadn't cashed until his 13th time. So he said at the dinner last year, next year is your year. It's your 13th year. So I'm riding both of those trends, hopefully.
So in 13 years, never taken a check home from here?
Correct.
Okay,
yeah.
It's hard to do. I mean, look, you've won the tour. You also, did you win the Horse Tourneys Tour too?
I won the Horse Tourneys Tour as well, yeah.
And didn't you took down a big tournament too?
Well, I finished 6th at the BCBC, which is like that money will that money will do more than winning most tournaments that we play in. Yeah.
How much
it's been
is
like
that?
a banner year for you?
Yes.
Is this like your best year ever from a tournament standpoint?
Absolutely, and I probably should have been playing Powerball or something this year and using the luck for that, but I'm very happy with how everything's gone, and even if I end up with 0, which I have done here before, I've ended up with 0, I'll still be happy with everything that's happened this year.
So I think Rachel's going to ask, what's the total then for winnings this year, ish?
I don't know, is like the IRS watching? I don't know if
No.
We'll just say 6 figures. How's that?
Love it. That's incredible. We've known each other a long time. Did we meet at Laurel?
We met at the big one.
At the big one at Laurel. And I met your lovely wife, Jen. I heard a story about Jen.
Okay.
And I'm really you can tell the story, but I'm queuing this up for, all potential wives watching. This is a good plan, right? To really do a sweet thing. But did I hear for your birthday?
For our anniversary the one year, yeah.
Your anniversary, she bought you an entry into the Keeneland tournament.
And that was my first time going to Keeneland, so I had never been. Went down and played, got to experience how lovely Keeneland is, and it was very cool. There's probably another contest where I ended up with 0, but it was a great experience. It made for a great story, and Jim Goodman definitely loves her above all other wives of the contest players, just based on that story.
That's a good gift. What have you gotten her with your winnings that maybe she would be incentivized to buy you an entry to a contest?
Usually, any case of red wine will be appreciated. So her wine collection is pretty good. She wants to. This is our 20-year wedding anniversary this year, and she wants Vietnam is her favorite place. So we might be venturing back there. So, but the biggest thing last night, she texted me and she's like, "Can you still bet? Like once upon a time, you could bet on yourself." She's like, "Can you still do that?" I said, "No, but like I have a chance of $5 million, and I mean that's going to her if I win. So that's the best prize you can get." So.
Yes, a trip. We were talking yesterday, like what would we do if we won a couple $100,000 here? Not, the big stuff, because then,
all bets are off.
all the bets are off. But okay, so a trip
Mommy's getting a yacht.
Go into space. That's what I mean.
go into space. Would you do that? In the comments, let us know if you would go to space.
The Blue Origin kind of go to space, where you're just kind of like dangle in the atmosphere for like a second.
No. I mean,
down.
like maybe a month trip in space or 2 weeks.
Go to space before I go try and visit the Titanic.
Submarine. Submarines freak me out.
Yeah, I'd rather be up in the air than underwater.
Same. What about you, Dave?
Time and time again, life proves if you have too much money and you're going to parts unknown, the universe isn't about that.
It's
okay?
not. No games.
I'm staying on the surface no matter how much money I win. So.
Okay.
I don't think
very
that
far.
I'm a space girl. There's like I can picture it in my head. I've seen the pictures, and I don't know that it would be that different, other than I would be up there and I would have anxiety. I can just pull up that picture online and have the same experience. Or, Planet Earth, that series.
Oh, yeah.
I started watching the Dinosaurs series on Netflix,
I
by
saw
the way.
that. Is it good?
Anybody, you gotten into this? The Dinosaurs? I think it's Steven Spielberg. It was pretty good, but I was watching it on a plane between two other grown adult men. They were probably like, why is this girl watching this dinosaur show?
Or maybe they clicked on it and started watching themselves. You never know.
I'll be honest, the most intriguing part of that show, I haven't watched it yet, but Morgan Freeman's the narrator. And his voice is...
See, that's what got me hooked.
Him and David Attenborough, those are the two.
Pinnacle.
Yeah.
That's
If they
another
could narrate
example.
my life.
I know it's not real, but like rich people having too much money making dinosaurs and shit like Jurassic World. Okay, we're going to keep it tame. We're not going to space. We're not creating new species. Although I would love to go to space. I totally disagree with you on the picture. I've seen it. Like, I think that would be one of the most incredible things, but it would have to be like tried and tested, and we do these little space tours every day, and people don't die every day. You know what I mean?
Hey, boots on the ground.
There was a long while there where the submersible, the Titanic submersible, what was that called again?
A dumb idea?
Ocean Gate.
Ocean
Gate. It's like in the name they knew that something good was not going to happen, like a Watergate, Ocean Gate. But there was many voyages of that before catastrophe. I just would not want to be on the first.
I thought it was new.
Spaceship.
See what I know. All right, now no first spaceships, no first boat trips. Dave, do you have any juicy picks you want to give us today, or do you keep it private?
I don't keep them private. I just kind of have a spreadsheet, so off the top of my head, I don't really know anything. But today's been a little tough because especially Gulfstream scratched down with the rain and everything. But most of my picks will be later on in the day. So I was happy to come do this early on in the day.
Well, we're glad to have you. Thanks for joining us. I hope your banner year continues this weekend. We'll be looking for you later in the day on the leaderboard. If we don't see you early, we won't panic. We'll know you just haven't played
I might be in space. Who knows?
You might be in space.
Good luck. Lucky number 13.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave. Amazing. Well, hopefully that streak of luck continues. We've got Gino Buccola standing by on the Rover Cam.
Thank you, Alexa. We're here over by the Daily Racing Forum booth, and we're super excited at Daily Racing Forum to have a big presence at NHC 2026. For all the players, we have complimentary Daily Racing Forums for each day. Shout out to Tom, to Robert, to Lonnie over here, to Daryl helping out at the Daily Racing Forum booth. But what we've done differently this year, we actually have Team DRF. There are 25 players that have qualified for the NHC that are some of the Daily Racing Forum's biggest customers. So we wanted to say a thank you to them them. We've given all of them swag bags with Daily Racing Form merchandise, and we're going to keep an eye on how they're doing over the weekend. We're going to monitor them. Anytime there's a big hit for one of our Daily Racing Form team members, we're going to go check in with them. We'll check a little interview. We'll find out a little bit about them. So I'll be keeping an eye on the 20 to 25 members of Team Daily Racing Form, seeing how they do, kind of giving them a little bit of a thank you for their great customers all throughout the year. So
we know you can't show favoritism, but show us some favoritism. Who are you like really rooting for in Team DRF?
Well, I got to be honest. You know me, I'm a WWE fan. Basil DeVito. I got to give it to Basil DeVito. He was one of the top guys at WWE. I used to watch him all the pay-per-views. He'd be out there, one of the executives. You could see him and listen to him in documentaries. So Basil, I'm rooting for Basil. But shout out to Lonnie, who's not even actually member of Team DRF, but he's a DRF employee. He qualified on the final day. And if you see the name Gino Buccola up there, that's not me. That's my dad, who actually qualified twice on the final day. So I'll be hoping
cool.
my dad has a good showing too. But we'll be rooting for Team DRF, for Lonnie, and for Gino Buccola Sr. So Gino Nicola Buccola Sr. It's not a name, it's an attitude.
Oh my gosh. I wish that I had the way that just rolls off your tongue, Gino.
Nicola Bacola.
Nicola
Absolutely.
Bacola. Oh, wow. I
Check in
can't
with you
believe
all
you're
throughout
not a
the day.
mafia boss, but
He could be. Honestly, if Gino was a mafia boss, I wouldn't put it past him.
No, I can see it.
Yeah. I
you'd
wouldn't
never
put
see it
past him.
coming. He's so nice, so friendly.
That's how he gets you.
Exactly.
We've got a question in the comments from Chasing the NHC. Is this a space show or the NHC? You know what? It is both.
Everything, all of the above.
Honestly, I mean, space. I don't know. I really would go. Like, I truly would go to space. I think if I knew with like an 80% certainty that I wasn't going to die.
80? That's all it would take?
That's all it takes.
All right.
Maybe near the, like maybe if I'm like 50. No, I'm not saying, I know that's probably the wrong age to yell out in this room. but maybe 60, okay? That where I feel like, okay, if something were to happen, I've lived a very full, good life.
She's made it to the NHC before. She cashed at the NHC before. For those that are unaware, Alexa, your best year here, tell us the story of how that all shaped out for you, because you know about a lot more than just space.
I do know more than just space. I probably know a lot more about handicapping than I do about space, to be completely honest with you.
That's why she's 80%
so.
confident in going up there.
No, I've played in this tournament, I want to say 5 times, maybe 4, maybe 5. I've been here like a lot of times. I think I've been here pretty much every year since 2018. So either as a +1, one year I had an art booth here where I had my horse art out here. I mean, times have really changed. But no, I love handicapping. I, a couple of years ago, had 2 entries in the tournament, which is a whole different ball game. When you have 2 entries, it becomes tough. You have to decide what to play where. The worst feeling in the world that I know a lot of people watching can commiserate with is when you split winners. When you have a good day, but half of your winners are on one ticket and half of them are on the other ticket, and you've got 2 mediocre entries going into day 2. That's a really just terrible feeling. But I had a really good year where I just had winners everywhere.
She was hitting.
I was hitting on both of my tickets really well. I made for a while, both of my entries were in the top 10, which was a crazy feeling. And then I had a cold day on Sunday, but I still made the final cut. I took home close to $25,000. So
Incredible.
that was awesome.
Alexa,
Fantastic.
as someone that played in this tournament with 2 entries, and then you've also played with 1, I imagine, how is it different, structuring? Because you mentioned, it's tough if you split it and you have a winner on one, a winner on another. How do you either avoid that, or how would you approach it to not feel that way?
I can talk to my strategy when I have 1 versus 2 tickets. I mean, 1, you're locked in. You know the number of picks you got, so it doesn't matter. With 2, what I found to be the best strategy that worked was to handicap the races without even thinking about my entries, to highlight all the horses that I liked through the day that were either really strong opinions regardless of the odds or good opinions with big odds, and then count them up. How many were there? That year I was really lucky. There were about as many as numbers of races. But I put put my strongest opinions on both tickets. And then in races that I wasn't sure as strong, I split across the tickets. What I don't do, Ryan, is I will never really play the same race with two different picks, unless it's a mandatory race, because in my opinion, there's so many races to select from, right? We've got, I don't even know, probably 100 races today or more to choose from. Yeah. So if you don't have a strong enough opinion in a race to just pick one horse, then like skip it.
Do you ever mirror your two tickets though? Will they ever be, very aligned, and then you'll split them maybe for the mandatories or in a different race like that?
I think that year I probably had maybe half of the picks the same. And then, when I was like, okay, I kind of like this, kind of like that, I would
split your entry.
Weave in and out. So that really worked for me. But everybody's got their own method. That's kind of what makes this weekend so fun.
Does that apply to when you are actually betting on the races in person? Will you typically only bet on one horse per race?
I mean, not necessarily. Like if I'm playing an exotic wager, like an exacta, the first two in order, then, I might play two. But I don't love playing in races where I don't have a strong opinion and I feel like I need to box 4 horses to make something happen, then just skip the race.
See, okay.
We've got a question in the comments that says, tell us about the sponsor morning line. You can buy shares in horses like stocks. Yeah, you can. It's really cool. So you're right. You see that on the top corner. This show is brought to you in partnership by the NTRA, America's Best Racing, the Daily Racing Forum, and morningline.io. And Morningline is a really cool new platform. It's like a stock market for horse races. You can use your handicapping knowledge to your advantage and truly buy, sell, and trade shares in actual horses, true ownership in real horses. So we had Joel Funk on yesterday. We're going to have him on again today at some point to talk about it. But it's a really interesting new way to get engaged as an owner in the sport.
Super interesting. I learned so much in chatting with Joel when he was up here. So I'm excited to have him back on, especially with some of the horses in there being on the road to the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. It's a very unique point of entry of having a stake in the game that's not in the traditional ownership or minority shares. Again, it's just very, very original. So if you enjoy the stock market or trading your money that way, this is a relatively easy thing to transition over to or try out.
Definitely. And, I think everybody in all sports gets caught up in recency bias. You can kind of use that to your advantage, where there's a horse taken by the wind on there on Morning Line that's trained by Kenny McPeak, who was one of the favorites going into the Honeybee at Oaklawn. Didn't end up running so well, but the stock went down a little bit, so I bought in. And then I'm hoping that, Kenny of all people can definitely get a filly going right
Absolutely.
at the right time.
Trainer of Torpedo Anna,
exactly.
of Mystic Dan, who won over... Potentially, Mystic Dan beat right now probably the most famous horse in the world, Forever Young.
It's true. God, Forever Young. Got to see him run at Saudi Arabia. Amazing. But we've got Dan standing by with Jim Colbert. Dan, we're throwing over to you.
Hey, you guys see me? You hear me?
We do.
Friggin' speakers right in my ears, so I don't know if you can hear all that. Is it really loud? Do you hear me? Am I blown out?
We hear you. It's okay.
We're getting an authentic painting of the room.
Awesome. Yeah, lots of noise. Hey, this is like become an institution here at the NHC. It's the palm tree table. Everyone knows the palm tree table. Jim Colbert, the guy who runs it. A little bit of a different setup. Rachel, bad news. No hammock.
Well, I think that there's a story that he can tell you about.
There's a little story behind that.
The loss of the hammock.
Wait, yeah. So have you heard the story already? Because Jim's going to fill us in. Have you heard the story?
I haven't heard the story.
Okay,
Tell
well,
us.
share with everyone the story.
Great. I hope you're on a little 7-second delay in case the F-bomb slips out. But last year, checking out of the hotel, a little tired, very hungover. Didn't want to bring the old palm tree home, so I stuck it next to the ice machine. Figured, make people happy while they get nice. And the hammock I said I'll bring home, got it in the bag, started to pull it away. The bag ripped, all the pipes fell out, and I said, F-bomb it, and left it there, came down, met my buddy who we were sharing a cab to the airport with, and he's like, where's all your stuff? I'm like, I left it behind. They'll never know it's mine. And he goes, yeah, there's no cameras in Las Vegas hotels at all.
And no paper trail of 18 hours of live streaming from last.
That's right. Or the fact that my name was on the hotel room. I mean, so, but anyways, home. Rachel, I did think about you know over the winter, like, oh, I better bring this year's version of that, but chose not to. Again, we're still raising money here for PDGF, and this year's kind of gimmick because I'll probably never be interviewed for winning this thing, but at least bring the palm tree and get a few interviews. But
we got a new gimmick. Alex, come in. You're gonna have to come close for this one. This is something. I mean, I don't know where you. First of all, what were you doing when you came up with this idea? Like what inspired this?
Well, in case my employees are watching, I was bored at work one day and I said I got to come up with something. So Amazon. Oh, look, a bunch of rubber duckies. There we go. And so if you're having a bad day, can't pick a winner, regardless of which tool you use, I figured why not, like race lens, I'll have a duck lens or something like that. So you come over, you pick your duck, number 4, and there you go. If you're doing an exacta, you pick 2 ducks. And as we talked earlier, from scratch, we'll pull that duck out, so you don't pick a scratch horse. And for the big fields here, we got the auxiliary gate ducks ready to go.
the also eligibles.
And you should draw a duck for this upcoming race at Tampa.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. Okay,
Also,
so I'm going to do one. I'm going to draw one for each of you guys. Wait, first of all, let's go back into the duck. Let's go back into the pond here. Alexa, which one do you want? Point me. This one, that one.
No, the one facing me.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, Alexa gets number 4. Rachel, which one do you want?
Dealer's choice.
Which race is this?
This is Tampa Bay.
Dealer's choice.
We're gonna
do
mix
a little
the soup
swirl.
here. Okay, go ahead.
Dealer's choice, just claw
All right,
machine.
this is
in
for
there.
Rachel. Rachel's got the 3. Oh, sorry, I just literally splashed this dude. I'm sorry, I really apologize. You may want to move this away from me, sir. Yeah, it is a splash zone here. All right, and 8, Ryan, you're 8.
Okay.
All right, and I'm gonna be this guy. 6. Okay, I'm 6.
I'm 4.
Was 4.
I
Rachel
got 3.
Okay.
8.
8. Okay.
Dan, before
I got a napkin here. Thank
I
you
want to
very
know about
much.
his
Yes.
necklace. I see a lot of those shell necklaces everywhere.
Sarah Dog housemate, so like, are you bringing that tree again? So here we go.
Alexa had a question about the necklace. You want to know what this is all about?
Yes, so I believe you may have spoken to them last year, the Claunch twins.
Oh, yeah.
2 years ago, this is why this tournament's great. 2 years ago, we met at cocktail hour. The guy, Rip walked in with a Jaws shirt, my favorite movie. I went over to him, I'm like, can I have your shirt? And he's like, hold on, dude. And we've become friends since then. Him and his brother are really great handicappers. And they remind me of Spicoli from Fascinating Resorts High. At 60 years old, they're like, hey, dude, bro, that was awesome. That was so gnarly. And they're my idol, right? They work out in a boat in Tampa for a living. And here I am, in my home office in the basement, and I'm like, that's the life I want. But so they are, at some point, had spent their childhood in Hawaii. So this is a lucky necklace, and I forget the material and the name of it. But later, when you interview them, you could say, we saw Jim with the lucky necklace on. So, and I'm 1 for 1 firing my bullets today. So.
Okay, yeah, and you mentioned last thing we'll end with is like. You said this. We've got to actually interview you for winning this thing one of these years. Is this going to happen? Is this going to be the year?
Yes, this could be the year. After I hit that, tied for 11th, took a photo because I said that may be the only time I'm on page 2. So very excited. It's just a great tournament. You guys do a great job. All the vendors, and sponsors do a great job too. I'll plug the PDGF one more time, and can't forget, here's some free drink tickets.
For me?
Yes,
Oh, I love you.
Yeah.
I'm going right to the bar. Thank you.
Because last year you harassed me because I had so many, and I did bring them by the set. So that's it. I probably used too many last night, which is why I haven't started drinking yet today. So.
All right, Jim Colbert, palm tree guy, palm tree table,
guy.
representing
Thank
the
you,
PDJF.
Jim. We love it. We love what you're doing for the PDJF. Dan, just a side note. I think the Lucky Shell necklace guys are at the table with the guy with the hot pink goatee, table 21, just in case we want to pop over there because there's a lot going on. But we are going to share this race and see whose duck wins.
All right.
Tampa is running.
Our race is on. Circle back, Jack away just a half step slow. Happy Instead goes out to the early advantage. New Year's Block Party going to go with that one.
Happy Instead now a length back in third. It's a length more then. Back to Reverend Moon, who advances between horses.
I have the 8.
Springs on the all blue colors.
Okay, I got
is
the
fifth
full.
in the early going. Then comes Leanne's Warrior. They're lined up 3 at the back. Circle back Jack is right there, along with Mithridates and Estilo Magic goes the trailer. Ace Ventura and New Year's Block Party. Those two square off through an opening quarter, 22.16 seconds. Happy Instead creeps a little closer now from third. Reverend Moon fourth to the inside. Leanne's Warrior, big long, leaps up from fifth in the
3 is moving in the wrong direction.
Circle back Jack. The 8-5 favorite's got to do better. Is about 7 or 8 lengths off the lead. Trying to rally up as Ace Ventura takes the lead. It's Ace Ventura into the stretch in front by a length. Happy Instead on the outside. Then comes Reverend Moon, New Year's Block Party toward the inside. Trying to wind it up. Leanne's Warrior, Mithridates. Ace Ventura with company now. Down to the inside, New Year's Block Party. Happy Instead to the attack on the outside. Ace Ventura getting out a little bit. Reverend Moon's also looking for a split. It's Ace Ventura. Reverend Moon down to the inside. Reverend Moon coming through, trying to get Ace Ventura right on the wire. Reverend Moon, the winner. Ace Ventura was second. Third, Happy Instead. Photo for.
Wasn't Dan the 6th?
Yeah, I
Dan
think
the 6th?
so.
Dan's duck wins.
I'm telling you, if Dan had used that method yesterday, so for anyone who missed it, yesterday was the last chance, first chance tournament, kind of the final hope, Hail Mary effort for a lot of people to get an entry.
Wait, we got, sorry to cut in. Dan has something.
Dan?
He needs us now. Dan, what's up?
So I seriously was inclined to go and bet this, right? Like now I've got to do it again, and I'm not going to hit, but I am going to bet it. So wait, what were the odds on the 6? Anybody know?
2 to 1.
2 to 1? Oh, I didn't miss anything. We're good. All right, Fairgrounds. I'm doing it one more time. Let's go back in. Watch this poor guy again.
Because we've got what?
5. That's the horse.
1 minute to pose. Okay, the 5.
10 to 1.
10 to 1.
10
That's
to 1.
not.
All right, I'm going to make a bet. I'll see you guys.
You better.
He would have had so much better luck, I think, with the duckies, but he used
think so,
AI.
too.
We'll dive into that later. We'll grill Dan about that a bit later on the show. But
We've got a new guest. What's up, Larry? This is Larry Perolo, who is the NTRA Rookie of the Year. Quite a title. How's it
wow.
Good. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about what it means to be the Rookie of the Year.
Actually, it was kind of surreal. It was about, I started a little late. I started in April. Instead of March. I saw Portnoy here on X, and he was like, this is the World Series of horse racing. You got to come here, right? So I started a little late and started developing a little system that has to do with this tournament play, because it's a little bit different than going to the track and betting. So once I started winning a few of these tournaments, these Friday $75 tournaments, it started really clicking, and that was it. So it was a long journey. Won one tournament, and I was like, wait, this is about to be real. So
Wow.
might as well keep going.
So you were already like a horse bettor, but Dave kind of introduced you to the tournament world.
Yeah, no, I used to own horses back in 2019 to like 2023, right? So, and my dad and my uncles, and we growing up in the Philadelphia area and New Jersey area. I was going to the track as a kid. So, yeah, I mean, this was kind of like the next thing that I thought was the coolest thing to do. And yeah, first year, look what happened. All happened this way, right?
Did you ever set that as a goal? Was that the objective or hope, or this was just a happy accident?
Oh, no. You know, when I start, anything I do, I'm like, you're always going to have to go 100%, right? So I'm sure we're all kind of wired to kind of the same way, right? So I remember calling my dad, and I said, Dad, I'm going to do this NHC thing. And I said, I'm going to try to qualify. First was trying to qualify for the tournament. And then once I started getting these points, I was looking at this leaderboard. I was like, wait a minute, I'm actually doing good here. So I was like, let's go.
So was there a prize for being Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, no, there was. So very gratefully and graciously, I got a $5,000 check for it. So that was pretty cool. And I guess I'm getting presented at the award banquet here on Sunday. So
I love that.
Yeah. It's all new stuff. The walking in this room is new. Like, this was like the first time I'm like, whoa. Like, this is the real thing. This is the real deal, and I appreciate all of it.
How are you feeling heading into your first NHC? Are you nervous? Are you just excited for whatever happens?
Alexa, I was was anxious, but anxious in a good way. Because I think, look, we're all competitors here. Let's include everybody here. We're all competitors, right? So we love this game, and this game's all about competition. So when I was coming in here, I'm like, well, I'm from the East Coast, I live in Florida, and you know what? I'm coming here to win. So, you know, confidently, I'm think I'm going to win. But first time here, got a guy over here hitting that colonial race, and you know what the crazy part was? That Laurel race, that was 14 to 1 shot.
Yeah.
That was one of my picks. I didn't go up because I was like, oh, this is going to be a whole day fair.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, learn your lesson now. When you have an opinion, play it no matter what time of day it is. But there will be plenty more long shots throughout the weekend for you.
Yeah.
It is an overwhelming experience your first time here. Also, they provide lunch here, which you can hear.
If anyone's wondering what that noise is, we got some plates. We got a front row seat to the...
Look at that buffet, man.
The buffet's getting
prepped.
prepped.
And all of the plates are getting individually polished and shined
And then
before
slammed
they're
on
set
the
down,
table on
which is
top of the
part
other
of...
plates.
I mean, can we get Lumiere in here from Beauty and the Beast? Can we get some magical table settings that are just soundless, or maybe a performance to go with the table setting?
I'm here for the performance.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
It would be.
No, I feel like obviously if you grew up betting horse races, going to the races, tournament play is kind of different and an adjustment for sure. What's been the most shocking thing to you?
Oh my God, the shocking thing to me, because here's the learning curve. If anybody's watching, this is exactly what I had to learn. Right, we're groomed to pick the winners, right? I mean, this is what it is, right? We want to pick the winners. But in this tournament play, it's not about just picking the winner, it's about picking the value, right? Mm-hmm. That there's been so many of these tournaments, right? I'll hit a 2 to 1, 3 to 1, 5 to 1, right? 6 to 1, I'm feeling happy. And then I'll get beat because someone had a 30 to 1 come in, and it's like, and that's the only race they won today. And I'm like, what the heck? So it's learning that adjustment on the fly, right? It's not about just hitting winners, but it's really picking out the value.
Yeah. And speaking of value, I believe that this fairgrounds race is about to go off, that Dan pulled a rubber ducky after his first rubber ducky selected a winner in the last race that he did not bet. This time he drew a duck. It's supposed to be the 5 horse in this fairgrounds race.
How's he looking the program? Does he look good?
We have no idea.
He was 10 to 1. We haven't a clue.
I will say, I think the duck method might have something to it. They made a DQ at Tampa, so the 8 got second.
Really?
Your duck wins.
And the 4 got 4th.
Wait a minute.
Oh my God.
Really?
And
That's not bad.
my 3 is still finishing the race.
Well, your
still
3 was
running
there
right
for
now? The 3's still running.
and encouragement, so that's okay too.
So yeah, look for the palm tree to guide your path in the room, and then go over there and pull a rubber duck. If it doesn't end up going as you're hoping and you just need a Hail Mary, you can pull a rubber duck for a solid pick.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if this 5 does win, I'm going to the palm tree and I'm pulling a rubber duck.
All right.
At the duck. Do you have a pick in this one?
No. I just played my first optional last race.
Okay.
Because I did have a little FOMO going from the last early couple.
Yeah.
I picked the 4 in Tampa, and the 4 didn't do anything in Tampa, but that's okay.
That's what my duck was the 4.
That was Alexa's duck.
I swear. I'm telling you. Who needs all this handicapping work? Just go pull some rubber ducks.
Just go pull some rubber ducks.
And the crazy part is this stuff takes me like 3 hours per card to do.
I'm telling you.
Like seriously.
It's a lot of work. So what do you do for a living?
I'm in sales.
Okay.
So I'm in enterprise sales, financial technology, and that word's used so loosely, but I do more of the money movement, right? So, banks use our software, money movement for international companies. Just make sure people get paid and they get paid on time. You know?
Yeah.
Look at the 5.
Is this
Look at this. This is a 5. Holy cow! This 5 might win.
No, but he's giving it a good run.
Give it a good run.
Oh man, he's getting 4th.
Gassed.
The power of the duck.
Let me see this. I'm getting the. Yeah. Hold on.
No.
Look at this. Duck ticket. Hold on. We gotta.
Oh boy.
We'll go back to the ducks. I haven't lost all faith.
Go back to the ducks. It's only 50% right now. That's amazing still.
I will go to the duck.
Back to the ducks. We got to go
to
best
the
2 out of
tree.
3.
Yeah.
This tree you speak of.
Yeah.
And I will pick the duck out. And if I win the duck, I will be coming back up here and send a duck on.
Yeah.
You better believe
We're
it.
gonna next year. We're just gonna have a lazy river of ducks right in front of the table every race. We're just gonna.
You know, you should, and then get like one of those lines with the magnets on them. You just put it. You just
Oh,
you
yeah.
totally gotta do that.
Oh my God!
We already
This
have
is
ideas of how
this
Jim
is
can
like
level
my
this up.
childhood.
Kiddie
My
pool.
parents, I loved carnival games and stuff. And one year I was like, "Can I play the fish game? You know, where you throw the ping pong?"
yeah.
And they're like, "Sure." There's no way. I got 5 goldfish.
Did you,
Oh no.
We went home. We're like, shit. No, we got a bunch of goldfish. So we need a fun gimmick on set next year.
Oh, you have to.
Oh, we got to do it.
I'm gonna hold you to it too. I mean, where's the
I
ducks
hope
at?
you do. I hope you do. Larry, when I texted you to see if you would do this, like cold text, really just got your number from the NTRA, and you never know what you're going to get, right? You're like, people are kind of like, who are you? You were so pumped and passionate and excited and like here to support, and we love that. Like, what can you say about this handicapping horse racing NHC community that you found yourself in?
Great question, by the way, and thank you. No,
Thank you.
Give it the same
Great
energy back.
vibes. Great energy.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, right? So, that's a good question. So what I'll say is this, for anybody who's watching who hasn't done this, this little community behind me and others that are watching here, a few of the guys that are tournament players, buddy of mine named Kenny, John Fisher is my mentor here.
No way. John Fisher was my original mentor.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Isn't that cool?
That is so
He
cool.
just texted me this morning. Yeah, that's so
John
cool.
is everything. Okay, keep going.
John's cool, and he's good people too. I met him in person for the first time at the Tampa tournament a couple weeks ago. It was cool, man.
I didn't realize that there were senseis in
You
the
can
tournament
have a mentor.
world.
Yeah, they will pair you with somebody as an NHC mentor.
I got.
That's great.
John was like my Mr. Miyagi, okay, and Kenny, his name's Kenny Orchard. I know he's watching right now. He was like kind of like my little czar in the back there, like the little guy in the back. So, the cool thing is that aside, like I have a good support system that kind of guided me through this. But like when you go to these tournaments, like the live tournaments, everybody, Dave Nichols, the guy who won it this year, that guy's awesome.
He's awesome.
He's serious. He is awesome guy. David Brownfield, met him for the first time. Cool dude. Like everybody, this community is so cool, and it's cool. The thing that I really love about it is that we're all passionate about this stuff. Like, I love this stuff. Like, genuinely love this stuff. And these guys and everybody here also loves it. And you have friends outside of horse racing that maybe they don't get it, but when you're around people that actually love it as much as you do, man, this is like puts me over the moon. And that's why I love this
Infectious,
stuff.
the energy in here.
Yeah, it really is. And again, everybody's competing to win, but at the same time, we all love this stuff.
Ryan, I think you might need a Mr. Miyagi or sensei.
I got Matt Miller for that.
Okay, good. Good. He's got one. I don't know what it says that Dan Tordjman is my sensei. He's picking ducks and yesterday using AI to do some handicapping.
This is why Rachel may not be in the tournament.
But
having the best time.
Are you guys playing this tournament? Are you guys in it, or are you guys
I'm
coming?
not this year. I was a couple bucks away from qualifying yesterday.
Yeah, you were going crazy yesterday.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot this year. I just didn't have quite the time to invest in it because it is an investment. But Larry, rookies have won before this thing. Like it's not uncommon to come in here for your first time and crush it. So we're excited. We're going to be watching for your name on the leaderboard and cheering you on this weekend.
Yep. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I have a few people watching, so I just want to
shout out. Shout out.
So obviously my mom and dad is watching, so love you both. And then obviously I got some co-workers who are watching us right now, so Pay Safe crew, love you guys. And then anybody else who's watching, thanks for all your support, and hopefully we win. So
let's do it. I love that. Amazing. Thank you so much, Larry. Okay, we're going to throw to Gino in just a second, but before that, I want to show, since he's DRF, something that DRS has to offer for you all.
Think horse racing is too complicated? Think again. Meet DRF Newbie, the mobile tool loaded with daily racing form data and the power of DRF AI. DRF Newbie. Try it free today.
Gino, can you hear us?
I got you, Alexa. Absolutely.
Amazing. Who do you have for us?
I had to pull some strings to get this one. Special guest here. This is my dad, Gino Bacola Sr.
The Bacola lineage.
My dad is not a contest player, really. He just started. Dad, tell everybody how this happened and how you got here.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, a gentleman, my buddy here, Ty Alexander, he said, try to get in and come up with me. I'd love to, see you up here in Vegas. I said, nah, I'm more of a gambler than a tournament player. So then my wife said, give it a shot. So 2 weeks ago, I bought my card, and I got into the first tournaments on Saturday about 2 weeks ago, and I didn't do so well because I was trying to gamble and play the tournaments at the time. It didn't work. So I talked to Ty the next week. He said, dude, just do the tournament. So what happens on Sunday morning, got out of church, went home, did a little studying, and I qualified in the morning for the afternoon. So I said I qualified twice for the afternoon. So something happened I never had before. I played 10 races, and I think I won 7 of them. And I qualified a dual qualifier, which for the first time, and it was just crazy, crazy, crazy. My son Gino and Ty could not believe what had just happened.
Yeah, it was one of those days, too, where, like, all of his horses were getting great trips, sitting third. There were 2 horses battling. Like, he didn't look like a loser in any of them. Tell us a little bit about your overall horse player experience. Like, when was the first time you went to the track? What was it like for you as a kid, like, playing the races, getting involved in the races?
Well, the first day I went to the track, probably when I was born, the day I was born. My dad was owner of horse races, and he did a lot of gambling. And I was we're one of four kids, the boys, and I was the only one that ever wanted to go to the track with him. So that's how it started with the day I was born. And then during the summers when I was 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, I used to go to the racetrack and sort of live there and gallop the horses in the morning. And I actually wanted to be a jockey, but unfortunately I got a little too big. And that's how it started, and it just it's followed since then, and I just love every second of this.
It's always been nice for you because with your work schedule being a general contractor, it plays very well to the horse racing schedule, right? You're done at about 1 o'clock, and that's first post.
Absolutely, and especially on rainy days on Fridays. Fridays, it rained. When Saturdays, Sundays, whatever, we would all go out to the track. It was a lot of fun, and we let all the guys go, and it was fun, absolutely.
So there's a big prize if you're able to win, but you've had a few big scores before, right? So talk to us about a couple of those through the years. What are some of the big scores that you've had?
I'd say about 10, 15 years ago, I had a little streak for about 2 months. It was the craziest streak I ever had. I hit probably 3 pick sixes in about probably a month and a half, 2 months. One was for $154,000. One was for $127,000. A couple $27,000 one. It was a great roll. It was a great roll. It paid for some of my daughter's college.
Sorry, Gino, none for you.
Yep, none for me. But my college was the school of racing, so I was more like Hard Knocks life, Hard Knocks University. Dad, so proud of you, man, and we're going to be rooting for you, wishing you the best. Good luck to you and your buddy Ty, who got you over here. So we'll be keeping an eye on Gino Bacola Sr. and see how he does over the next few days.
I love it. Thank you, Gino. I think we've learned something. To all the handicapper men out there, we heard the story of Gino's dad's courting of his mother at the racetrack, buying her a ticket, winning her a couple $1,000s. Then we heard Dave's story of, buying his wife a wine collection. When you buy your wives nice things, you win money.
That must be it.
Crazy
Rachel, what do you think
connection.
about that? We got a very familiar face on the show, Rachel McLaughlin.
Hey,
Horseshoe,
guys.
Indiana.
Sorry to have my head down the whole time, but I forgot to repost this on X. What a faux pas.
Oh, that's important.
Can you believe? Dan would fire me if I didn't. So anyways, how you guys been having a good morning?
Yes, I'm
Always a
loving
good
the
morning.
hair today.
Thanks. This is El Natural Racing Rachel.
I love it.
I love that.
Straight out of the pool from 9 a.m. Went and had breakfast by the pool. Got up super early. Went down there.
I know,
had
the
to take
weather's
advantage.
amazing.
I know,
and the thing is, we don't experience any of it.
We don't. I just told Dan that. I go, we're literally here working our butts off during the great pool hours, so we don't get to go. So I said, I will be damned if I do not get down to the pool this year. So,
But the pool is coming to us a little bit right now.
So what do you want?
I see how it is.
What do you want?
I don't care. anything. Those look good.
This Rachel and I.
Do you want a tequila sunrise?
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
A tequila
Yes.
sunrise? Dan's
Here.
going to go get me one, I think.
Here.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
you're our guest.
The Rachels and I have done the
The
same
Rachels
thing
and I.
with the tequila sunrise in the morning. Ryan went whiskey at like
Whiskey?
11 a.m., which is
Absolutely. I
psychotic.
stand by that choice, too.
Oh, here.
I bet most of
Yeah.
the men probably are like, yeah, Doug.
And I might do a seltzer.
Huh? Oh, this is fine.
I gave her a tequila
just say
sunrise.
one
I'll do a seltzer.
The Rachels
That's easier.
doing tequila sunrise.
I think. Okay, here, drinks all around. If you're not drinking at home,
So many
watching,
drink tickets.
you should be. Pop a bottle. I have a big bottle of wine to bring tomorrow. I felt like it was tomorrow we're streaming in the afternoon, and I felt like that's a bit more acceptable for wine. But
Yes.
last night we had a great team dinner, and we pigged out. I'm talking like
Where'd
we
you
had
guys go?
so much Carmine's,
Oh.
which you know is so much food.
It's
and
like
then,
troughs.
Like we were like deceased on the floor, just like in food coma, and they're like, you're
In the
still
meat sweats?
$400 from your minimum, and we're like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? So we got some more food and a couple bottles of wine to bring back. So I'll probably bring that at
Condone this behavior.
Yeah.
And
10 out
Dan
of
was
10 would
irate. So
recommend.
what sent the prices over the top were the dessert selections, and that's when Dan started to lose it. He was like, "This is."
You're
this
done.
is
You're
why
done.
is there so much dessert on this table? When I
was-
tell you, I don't even know what it was. It was like a banana split sundae.
It was the Titanic.
For Andre the
is what it was
Giant.
actually called. And I take full responsibility. So
It was
if
like
you've
this.
if you've never been to
No.
Carmine's, it's family style. So it's not like everyone orders their own entrees.
Italian.
And last year we had a waiter there who was great. He said, "All right, you guys are getting this." We were like, "Perfect." This year our waitress wasn't so proactive, and no one was taking control. And so I said, "All right."
Alexa had no problem with that.
And I ordered everything that came.
She was like,
And
if you
so-
won't, I will.
If you want, I'll handle this. So the Titanic, that was.
Thank you, guys.
I take
The
responsibility.
Titanic,
And
thank
it
you,
was,
guys.
and it was
Thank us. It really
like a
did.
full gallon
Cartoon, are you
quart
talking like cartoon banana
of
split?
ice cream.
Like,
I have a photo of it.
Huge.
Layer of bananas, layer of chocolate ice cream. We're still building, mind you.
oh my goodness.
Dome
gracious.
of multiple pounds of Cool Whip. It
Wow.
was,
Pounds of Cool Whip must be
truly
a lot.
something.
Yeah,
and it
seriously.
just
If we can get a tight shot on the Titanic.
I want to see it. After the tight shot.
and
This
that's not
was-
doing it total justice of just
It's-
what a
You should have held
behemoth.
it up
was-
beside your head or something.
Look how many
should've. I
bananas
should've.
had to be laid around the base of that.
It was massive.
Yeah.
Anyway, so on that
This
note,
is
Rachel,
the serious
did you have
conversation I got here?
Yes, this is a racing show.
Yeah.
This is
When
what we talk
Rachel
about, the
came on,
things
she
that
was like,
matter.
"Okay, what are we
No.
going to talk about?"
Nobody told me anything. They knew. Let's just talk about banana splits with Rachel because there's
Before you
really
got here, we were
nothing
talking about
Rachel could
ducks.
talk about. I know. I saw that. The ducks.
Before that, it was space in the Titanic, and the Titanic
mean-
came right back.
That's what the people are here for. You know what the people actually are here for that we haven't even done yet?
What?
My bad, y'all. We need a leaderboard check.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I haven't checked it this
I'm
morning.
gonna put this up.
It's early.
It's crazy though. There's someone at
Always like that.
9420. Mike Yurksick. I'm telling you, in order to
Already,
get
wow.
to the semifinals, you can aim for $100 a day. I feel like the kind of consensus in the room is I need $100 a day. Somebody's already there. Like, that's crazy. And I do feel like there's usually somebody in this tournament who just is the outlier, who just strides ahead, and maybe that'll be Mike.
Yeah, it makes me nervous though, and it makes them nervous too. Because if you get like a really, really big lead in the first 2 days, they're always like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
then they're scared that at the end. And I was even talking on the way here, I always forget what the actual like last total is, because the second day you're always like worried, like who's at one, who's in the lead and how far off is everyone else, because the last day it can flip flop. It seems like it's either a big, huge lead or it's close and flip flops. There's like no in between. It's never even, I've noticed.
Well, because last year, Dan Piazza basically got out to a
Yeah.
lead and nobody caught him.
Nobody could
for the
catch him.
entire weekend.
And then it seems like the year before that, Mike, he was in the top 3, but he caught up in the end. So it's just this is so fun.
It's a final
every year.
shakeup. How many years have you been coming to the
Like
NHC?
5 in a row.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
You're
because-
addicted.
I am. And honestly, I was not I always said like tournament play is not like my big strength. I mean, we can't all be great at everything in handicapping.
You can't have amazing
yeah,
hair, great
yeah.
personality, great style, good
And
at
be good at
handicapping.
contests.
You guys really nailed me like a split hog there. But
Nailed me like a banana split.
Maybe like a banana split. Yeah, so it's so exciting, and every year I come, I can't believe that how much I've learned, because I didn't get into tournament play, and it is an art, a science. Like, to talk to these guys and hear their strategy is always so interesting.
And they're always so different.
It is. There's never one guy that says the same thing. There might be a handful that have the same style and a handful, but you're right. They never say the same thing.
Isn't that the best part of horse racing, though? I think all four of us,
so
if you asked
too.
our handicapping opinions, we'd all give you something different.
Yeah, you're 100% right. Everyone has their own little angle that they like, so yeah.
So tell us, what's new at Horseshoe?
We're starting early this year. Yeah, and I'm so dedicated. Eric, if you're watching, my boss, I'd like brownie points for making the background of my phone, not my children, but the calendar, okay? That's how crazy this calendar is, but I think it's really good. We're gonna start April 7th, and we're gonna run till November 13th, and until Kentucky Derby, we're just gonna run like Tuesday, Wednesdays to stay off the the prep for that. And then we're gonna run Oaks this year, which we normally didn't because it's a Friday. We don't run very many Fridays, but we're gonna try that. And we also added a date around Breeders' Cup too. So Derby's the 11th, July 11th. Can't wait for that. We got a lot of nice races, nice events, Silks and Roses, all kinds of fun.
Tell us about the Silks and Roses.
Silks and Roses. Let me tell you what my plan is, everyone. I'm gonna steal Alexa. I've got plans. I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm also in marketing. So I was like, Alexa, and we have a deal with ABR. So I'm gonna try to get Alexa thrown in for Silks and Roses. It's really, really a fun event, and we feel like we haven't had very many events to promote women, and we have a good following of women that like to come out to the track, and they always participate in our hat contests that we have on big days. And we cultivated it last year. We raised money for Indiana Women in Need, and we gave away purses, Louis Vuittons, designer stuff, and it was a lot of fun.
I'll be there.
It's awesome.
Yeah, girl. Believe me, they gave it.
Twist my arm.
They gave me a Louis Vuitton. I was on the Fox feed, and they were like, "Here, go do an announcement and show them that we have." Like, Donovan told me to do that to Phil, and I was literally standing there with the Louis Vuitton, and they came over to take it back, and I was like, "No, this is going on with me."
She actually
fooled it for me.
called home to me. It's kind of like,
She
dogs
identifies
find their
as
owners.
my purse.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun, and hopefully you guys can come out. We can do a little coverage for it.
That's what Rachel said she would buy, and I think we all would if we won this thing. A couple of nice designer bags.
Nice Louis, maybe
Speak
a
for
coach.
yourself. I'm sticking with the Flava Flav chain.
Flava Flav chain. And Rachel,
You had one on yesterday. You had a nice necklace on yesterday. Yeah.
all that
It's not the
girly.
big clock, though. I need the big clock.
Need the clock for
I said
sure.
to go with the watch that has some inlaid bling
crusted.
in it.
Yes.
Diamond crusted.
I really want to find a way to get that to Flavian Pratt because his name seems like it could be Flava Flav.
Oh.
I know he's all business, but
Flavian
I'll give him a big clock. I'll get his face in the face of the
You know
clock.
what we got to do? We got to integrate it somehow with some charity. I feel like that's
Yeah,
always
there you
good.
go.
And
There we go.
there's
Great idea.
check this segue. We've got charity going on in the room today, guys.
Wow, what a segue.
Like you're a professional.
That's why you're the pro.
Do this. Yeah, no, the TAA is here, and they're doing something really cool. The NTRA is actually matching horse player contributions to the TAA during this week up to $5,000. So they have a booth in the back of the room. We're going to have them on the show a little bit as well. And, obviously we have to care and love to care about our horses and whatever they do after this. They provide us this experience and this life that we get to enjoy, so we always have to think about and care about them. So props to the TAA, and I've heard they had a really good day yesterday with people contributing,
Awesome.
and the NTRA matching it has made a big difference. So if you're watching in the room, head to the back of the room. If you're not, go to their website and donate anyway.
I gotta say that's another thing about these players. They really support that and PDJF. They don't just bet these races, they support these funds, and you gotta make sure to take care of the horses and our equine athletes and give them a job after they're done, you know?
Truly, racing is such a small part of most thoroughbreds' career.
A lot of people don't notice that, don't realize that.
So many amazing things that they can do afterwards. One of my favorite events every single year is in October, the Thoroughbred Makeover in Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, I don't know that. What is it?
So it's basically a collection, a variety of different events. Okay, so there's my favorite one to watch. I think it's called Freestyle, but these horses are in costumes.
Oh, no way.
Have costumes on, they're doing little stunts, they're
like when they make them like a transformer and they do like they go all out. I
they're
love
running
those.
around in patterns, and you know, thoroughbreds are unflappable.
They
After the
really are.
races and after you've had you know, thousands of fans
Stuffed in
cheering
a metal
you on.
in a metal box. There's really nothing that can scare them after that.
No. They're fine.
Some of the best trail horses, because you know I ride Western and I have walking horses. Some of the best trail horses are literally these big, long thoroughbreds. They can get over everything and they literally don't freak out at all. They're either doing their super high strung or they're totally chill. There's no in between.
One end of the spectrum.
But that's kind of how thoroughbreds are.
Or another. Again, and that's what separates a quality racehorse. Skibbity
Riz, was it out?
Riz.
Skibbity Riz just ran. I just realized that.
Unfortunately, that horse scratched.
Oh, it did? I was about to say.
We're 2 minutes away from Aqueduct race 3.
Oh,
Do
we
we
are?
want to
Let's
handicap
switch
that
over.
one on the fly?
Yep, let's do it.
All right,
Let me
let's
pull it
that
up. You fill while Aqueduct, what race are we on? 3?
Race 3.
Okay, we got 2 minutes. This
$20,000 non-2 lifer.
This is not a mandatory race. The first mandatory race is Oaklawn Race 5 at 12:36. And then there's a host of them in the 1 o'clock hour and the 2 o'clock hour. But Aqueduct Race 3, I'm going to pull up the race feed here.
I can't help it. It's a camera. Race 3?
Yes, race 3.
He's the best cameraman ever. They hire the best cameraman ever for this
really
event,
do.
by the way. I'm in love with him. He's so funny.
Okay, we've got the race feed.
We have Aqueduct right now.
Boom. Yes.
Are there any scratches, Ryan?
There are no scratches.
No scratches. We got a 6-horse field.
This is a virgin, by the way. Yep.
Is it?
If anybody asks. Alexa's like, what? That is ridiculous. Let me fix that for you.
Like, I can help that.
What kind of shenanigans is going on? Okay.
Okay.
Obviously, the favorite is like really good.
I have a
Linda
rule.
Rice.
I have a rule in New York racing. If Linda Rice only
Yeah.
has one entry in a claiming race, you play that horse.
Amen, brother. I'm with you.
Wow.
Me
Now
and
that's
Ryan
an
agree on a lot of
angle.
things.
If
So
she has
which
2 and
horse
she
is that
scratches
in
one,
this
you bet the
race?
horse that she left in. If she only enters one, it's because she only needs one.
So you would be on the 2 then?
Yes.
Weren't we talking about that last time I was on Ryan's podcast? I was talking about how there's like always trainers that it's like the other, and that happens in Indiana with Brad Cox's horses. Like if there's a really, really heavy favorite, I'll go with it. But if it's not like a huge favorite over the other one, I always bet the other Brad Cox horse. It's just fun, and it hits, and then it pays. It's the only time you can cash on a Brad Cox horse
And make money, yeah.
and make money. But anyway, so Linda Rice is one of those too.
And Timeform has the 2 wiring the field. That's its prediction.
I mean,
in
that's
this
why I would like to
race.
see the horse early. You get one of her top riders in Jose Lascano on board. Yeah, I've no issue with the favorite in Maldini, and obviously you get Flava Flavi and Pratt in the saddle. But
We're gonna
I'm
make
gonna
that stick.
I'm going to take Linda Rice.
What do you guys think about those 2 hooking up on the front end? I mean, that 5 also has
The
early
3 is kind
speed,
of
too.
interesting because, you know, it was claimed and then last out, closed from way off and just lost by a nose.
and was bumped at the start too. So I think if that wouldn't have happened, would have even been better.
Yeah, come full circle, number 3 in the contest. That might be a little bit better of an odds choice at 5-1 than 8-5. But I mean, I don't know. This is a long. Like yesterday, you only had 11 races, right? Today we've got
I want to say it's 16.
What is it today? 16 and then 18 tomorrow, maybe?
Yeah.
It is a blur, isn't it? It's hard.
Yeah, but there's a lot
16
of
today.
races. So I think it is a little bit easier to take a couple 2-to-1s that you really love. Like, some people in this room would totally disagree with that strategy, but honestly, like, picking up $10, $12 here and there, if you're really, really confident, I don't think is a terrible strategy. Now, 8 to 5, pretty.
You're getting a little short if you're going under 2 to 1.
Dicey, yeah.
But it is a long day. It's a long weekend. So yeah, you can slowly kind of churn your money. And you know, over the past 3 to 5 years, it's really only taken doubling your money every day to make it to the final cut. So if you can do that routinely and just be patient, you can get there.
The marathon process.
Yes.
For anyone who's not aware, the leaderboard doesn't change. You know, it doesn't reset after each day. This is a build and a progression that ultimately culminates with the final on Sunday. So you're kind of building the brickwork day by day, and you got to be productive every day to get yourself in a good position for Sunday.
One of the things last year that someone told me was Jimmy Mack, who announces for us sometimes and is on, he literally got into and qualified and won by making bets on horses he liked, even if they were favorites. He didn't try to get fancy all the time. He had long shots, obviously. Then he said he got here, and he goes, I got here and I tried to be all fancy and change my strategy, and now I'm not even in the money. And he said if I could do it over, I just would have played it exactly how I played it to qualify. I would have not been afraid to bet favorites because it would have, every little bit counts, and then you can find the long shots you want. That's what my strategy would be. I'd be trying to make money every time, and if it wasn't a huge long shot, still, if it makes sense, and then if there is a long shot that I love, bet that.
Yeah, there's something about like
be ballsy to get to the top, though.
Big days or like a high stress, maybe not high stress environment, but just you feel like you've arrived at kind of a moment. And I feel like it goes beyond just horse racing or tournaments where people do things that otherwise they wouldn't do. You know, the bride who always wears her hair down every single day does like a slick back updo on her wedding day because it's like, I should
That's
mix
exactly
this up.
what
This is
Jimmy
a
Mack
moment.
did. He was a bride that did the wrong hairstyle on the wedding day.
And we're all looking, being like, that ain't you. That isn't what you look like every day.
That's going to be good. That's going to go over great.
That'll go great.
Hey, the 2, Ryan, your 2 is in the lead.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Rachel,
The 5
you went
is
with
closing,
the 5,
though,
right?
so is the 4.
I did like Alexa's 3 to mix in there.
With this 15-to-1 shot.
We might. I wonder if anybody has that in the tournament.
We're going to hear. We're going to hear about it.
Oh,
And there's the 5.
brutal.
Yep.
Yeah, if you had that in this tournament, you were really feeling it for a second. We've got somebody in the comments. Saludos de Venezuela. Muchas gracias. Estamos súper alegres que están viendo de otro país y están viendo
Love when
desde
Alexa speaks dirty to me, talks
I don't
dirty
know,
to me.
Venezuela, Perú, cualquier lugar. Avísenos en los comentarios. Queremos saber.
I said I love when you talk dirty to me.
Got it, girl.
I'm just sitting over here listening to you drooling. What did he say?
I said, you know, if you're watching from another country, we're so happy to have you here. We want to know. Put it in the comments where you're tuning in from. Rachel and Ryan, we love you both so much. We appreciate you being on. They're sadly leaving, but they will be back. We're going to see them a lot more this weekend. So we've got Dan standing by. Double R's out.
I love him. Hi, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Hey guys, it's so funny. The timing was, I thought he was actually going to like the race lens thing. He's like, I want to go speak to Christina Black, or like when you're here, same story every year. You show up for like 8 hours and then you're gone.
That's true. One day only. I say it every year, and we've had this conversation the last, 4 or 5 years running, that I'm going to try to qualify, and then I'm just working and being a parent and busy and haven't tried. But I do love coming every year on behalf of EquiBased because it's about the people, the competition, but seeing all the horse players, seeing the guys from your team, the folks from DRF, all of the FanDuel team is here, all of our key accounts players are here. So kind of connecting with the horse players and being in this room and learning from people too. I love asking people what their process is, how they handicap, what they focus on, and try to take a little bit of that with me when I head home tonight and back on the morning show tomorrow.
I love that too, because I think about like myself. Maybe there was a time when I was like, oh, I'm the best handicapper in the world. I know everything. But when you're in here, I've quickly learned like I'm not. I actually suck.
Don't suck. But I do feel very humbled being in this room, right? And seeing some of the past champions that you and I have had the chance to work with on the EquiBase webinars here and there. Dan Piazza is back, Scott Coles is back to play again this year. And then just everybody in this room has earned their way in. So, you know, I'm here to support EquiBase, but I'm also here to kind of absorb as much knowledge as I can from these people that earn their way to this room.
And it's funny, the vibe. So you've been here on Friday. Every time I see you, you're on NHC Friday. Friday's interesting because it's like opening day of like any season, right? Like everybody feels like they've got a chance to like win the championship. It starts to turn a little bit for, you know, 80%, 90% of the room. Saturday, everyone's focused, quiet, and then there's like all that energy late Saturday, and then people just start drinking once they realize they've got no shot. But the energy today is probably the best energy out of the whole weekend. Yeah, just like your impressions of the energy here this year right now at the NHC.
Well, it's busier than ever. I was talking to Michelle Ravencraft on my way in. Last chance, first chance qualifier yesterday. They had more entrants than ever before. So you're seeing more interest. I think you're seeing a lot more enthusiasm and hopefully some new players too. And as you know, you can study, you can put the same amount of work in, day out, but sometimes you just get hot. Sometimes you just see the ball right and you really connect. And I think to win this thing or to go far, not only do you have to be prepared and focused, but you have to have a little bit of luck too.
100%. And by the way, for the people watching, listening, you might have just heard a kind of a loud noise and then a hush in the room. There was an incident at Fairgrounds. So like once we hear anything, folks on the set will update you on what happened there. But yes, it's, when you think about, you specifically mentioned people going on runs here. There was a lady, I think her name is Michelle Mount, who won the first chance, last chance, right? Like she'd never won a contest before either. She came in, and she's just like, I just went on the run of my life. And it's really cool when you see people experience that. And then she was just so emotional, and like the fact that, you could get hot over a day or two and it could change your life forever, which is pretty spectacular.
It's incredible. And I think you just have to stick to your process, whatever that is. If it's replays, if it's speed figures, if it's race lens, whatever your process is that got you here, stay true to that. And then, maybe try to pull a little bit of knowledge from the room and see what you can do to kind of have a good opinion as you move forward.
We know you're here for only limited hours. Want to learn more about Raceland, what's going on? We already talked about the 2 NHC champions of the past who are here back again, Raceland subscribers, and it's like the largest number of players represented ever who are Raceland's users this year. What else is going on with Racelands? Which of the people watching know, and why they should get involved with this product?
So there's all sorts of promotions that are going to go on throughout the rest of the weekend just for subscriptions for the next year. If they are here and they're playing, and as you said, highest record number of Raceland's players qualified and playing, the highest score amongst those, I think it's 60, 70 players, earns an automatic spot to 2027 to come back and play. So you're playing for something a little bit extra, and then you're just meeting some other Racelands customers and hopefully spreading the good word about the statistics and how those angles can help you. And in a room like this, I think it can save you some time too. You and I talk about it all the time. Like, you set those angles, you know what you're looking for. When you are forced to focus on the mandatories and then you're choosing your optionals, Racelands can kind of shortcut that for you a little bit and find the horses that you would normally play day to day.
Totally makes sense. Now, last thing, a lot of people have come up, I've already said, trying to meet you, talk to you, whatever. There are Racelands hats here. As a collector, as somebody who wants to collect memorabilia, are you signing hats? Are you doing any special? What can you offer the fans who are coming up to see you at the Racelands?
The thing is, like, nobody in this room needs my advice. They got here because they know what they're doing. I love being here. I love meeting the players. I love meeting the FanDuel TV viewers. I will tell you that corduroy hat with the green horse head is like always the hot ticket item. So if you want one, go get one. You don't want to ruin it with my signature on it. But I brought one home to my husband Dan last year. The amount of questions he got about where'd you get that hat, I was like, this is the Raceland swag. I'm going to take a whole sleeve home if I can.
Yeah, good luck fighting Rhonda for that. I've tried. All right, it looks like they've got more action back at the set. I want to thank Christina Black for spending some time with us. Safe travels back. We always love seeing you here.
I appreciate it. Good to see you guys.
Right. Guys?
Thanks, Dan. We love... Oh, there we are. We love Christina. Always great to see her here, even though she's always on the go. And we've had quite the set change. We are joined by probably two of the happiest people in the room. We got a married couple here competing. Chrissy and Jason, right? Jason, I don't know if I've actually met you.
No, I don't believe so.
Before, so it's great to have you on. We had Chrissy on last year, and she told us all kinds of crazy stuff, and we had spiders and all sorts of things. But tell us what this week represents for you guys.
So we're back together. It's our first anniversary. But this year's interesting because Jason is a first-time qualifier this year. And this is my second time here at the NHC, so we're, essentially competing against each other for our first wedding anniversary.
Wow. How does that feel? You guys go easier on each other or harder?
No. I don't think so. No. We're actually, at least I think we are, completely different types of players. I would say that he would call me and I would label myself as more the safe better. Especially now for this contest. I'm following the same strategy I did last year. So I'm doing more like 5-to-1, 10-to-1 horses. Not really going much higher than that. Where I would say that Jay here is more of like a long shot player.
Bombs away. That's
Bombs away.
Yeah.
Does that help when you guys are never on the same horse?
And we give each other a lot of...
Yes, because somebody usually will win since we never have the same horses.
That's kind of nice, though. It's like one person likes to eat the pickle off the sandwich and the other one doesn't, that you are not fighting for the same thing or in a contest for the same points in horses. But
Absolutely.
Friendly competition.
Friendly competition, exactly. Yeah.
So how has today been shaping up for you guys so far?
Well, I'm on the board, not by much right now. So I've had a place horse. I have used 3 of my optionals already. So that's why we were a little late coming up here. I decided to go for a horse at Laurel, which I never play Laurel.
You gotta sometimes mix it up when you're here.
Yeah, so I'm really just looking at the board today. I have not much... did a lot of handicapping beforehand because I find when I do that, I talk myself off of horses.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to see for larger fields, some horses in there that, 5-to-1 up to like 10-to-1, and I saw that pop up at Laurel. And I was like, ooh, I think I gotta go for this horse, see what happens. Yeah.
I heard something that you got a really good anniversary gift. Jason, you want to tell us about that?
Jay, talk about that.
Yeah, we hit single jackpot Turfway pick 6 like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it just happened to be right before our anniversary. So as soon as the race finished, I told her, we're paying off her student loans,
Amazing.
credit cards, all that stuff. So.
Oh, we love a responsible gambling couple.
They were both like, oh.
Yeah, she was shocked.
Men watching. This is the theme of the whole day. This is the 3rd time where men who buy their wives nice things win horse racing bets.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I couldn't wait to do it for her because
I
that had
love
been
it.
such a burden for her. So.
Yeah, it was very emotional for me. I was so happy that he won, but then when he turned to me and he was like, let's get this done for you, and I was like, oh, yeah.
That's great. That's true love.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
Right there.
Yeah, all at Turfway. So I
What
think
was-
Turfway's your strategy
What was
today.
the payout? We got to know.
It was 138, and then after they took
Damn.
40 for taxes, so 98.
$100,000.
Yeah.
That's a nice weekend.
Great. I took the day off. Couldn't get her to take the day off. She was like, I'm going back to work.
As I said, I play it safe. So I was like, I don't think it's time to quit our jobs yet. So
Not yet.
Really
but
into like
I called my boss at 2 in the morning,
jaywalking.
said that's it for her.
Yeah.
I'll see you Monday.
Okay, so what would it take? If you won this tournament, are we quitting? Are we taking a first honeymoon, second honeymoon? What are we doing with the $800,000?
Oh,
really good question.
Italy trip, or we're going to move from Pittsburgh. We're looking at North Carolina, so maybe buy something in the mountains nice there.
But no, I will still be going to work on Tuesday morning. I have a big meeting that day. So
What do you do?
I am an IT technician.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that?
I love it. I love the company I work for. I work for First Service Residential, and I love it. So I'm not missing my meeting.
But when you love what you do, it's still work, but it's...
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's the people I work with. I absolutely adore them. So.
And what do you do, Jay?
I work in commercial glass, so big storefront panes of glass. Heavy stuff I don't like doing. And can't wait to quit.
will gladly take any day off.
Any day.
Yeah, well, if he keeps winning those pick sixes, I'm okay with that.
Okay, and so you said this is your first time, like, and you're different kind of players. Did you guys meet handicapping? Is this something you just do for fun together? Like, how did that happen?
We were introduced by a mutual friend because we love horse racing.
Okay.
And
They both thought we had problems separately.
yes. I mean, that's a whole long
And,
story. Like, you know.
Hey, people, the community of us that love horses, there could be some validity to that. I don't know. It's a niche interest.
And I could not be happier when I met him. And
you got a bet
I
here?
haven't seen if Laurel went off yet.
Oh. How many? Laurel's running. You have a bet in Laurel?
Laurel's running right now, and my horse is in the lead.
Okay, well, let's see if I can do this quickly. Let me try to get Laurel on the screen.
Oh yeah, we could get this.
Wait, here. Here we go.
Oh no, I fell back to second.
Greg, I tried to add the feed to the screen and it didn't work. Oh, there we go. All right, Laurel's on the. So you had which one?
I had the one. She's fallen back.
But she's still got some horse in her. In second, what, 10-1?
But this is an example of kind of the races I was looking for today. These larger fields with and the one was a huge overlay going into the gate.
Come on,
So
stay up for second though.
possibly, yeah.
Hey! Yes! You know what? A 10-1 in second place?
Yeah.
That's still like
Great.
$10, isn't it?
Every
I'm
little
on the
bit
board.
helps the whole.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Is what I always
Positive
say.
numbers. You just got to keep going forward.
So, what's your strategy? Have you played much yet?
No, I like to play all the later stuff.
Okay.
I'm usually still sleeping now.
Well, considering that Turfway's his track, I think he's holding some of those optionals for Turfway later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play all my Turfway, and then if I find a bomb in between now and then.
Yeah. Okay, so you're locked in. It's so interesting. I think some people get overwhelmed with all the options, right? Because you can play so many tracks. So you're saying, no, I'm sticking to what I'm good at.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm staying the course.
Yesterday I knew who I was betting, just at Oak Lawn, so I just was Oak Lawn heavy.
For the last chance.
Yes.
How did you guys do in that?
We both hit the board. I ended up with like $22, so I think I was in like, I don't know, 300 and something place. I don't know.
Sure.
Last time I looked, I was right around 100, but I didn't hit the last race, so I didn't even
But
bother looking.
Yesterday was a very quiet day, though. Like, unlike today, we opened up with like 2 major long shots right away. Yesterday, I feel like it took a while for that to happen.
It never happened.
And yeah, I even think our winner, Michelle, ended up finishing with what, 100 and something?
$106, I believe, and I don't know, don't totally hold me to this, but I heard that like the biggest paying horse was like a $22, $24 winner. There were no cap races in the 55 races offered yesterday, and like 22 is like, I mean, that's not much over. Was that like 14-1?
Yeah,
12-1. Yeah. So I mean, that's not a lot, you know. It was a quiet day, so it was really interesting because usually I would say in these tournaments you don't have to worry about the leaderboard. You know the dollar amount you're going to need. It's always really the same. But yesterday that was not the case. Do you guys get caught up in following the leaderboard and targeting numbers, or do you just stay with your goal?
I don't really start paying attention to the leaderboard until towards the end. Because that's really going to determine, if you've got 3-4 optionals left and your leaderboard number, someone's already up at that 160, which is really what we're going for, that's when you have to start asking yourself, okay, do I start after playing bombs now to get myself up the board, or am I still just going to try for slightly moving up the ladder and hope that tomorrow I do better?
Right.
For me, personally, I will probably really start looking for bombs then towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
So even though Turfway is his track, I'm going to save a few for
You can
for
play
Turfway.
it.
Yeah.
There's no exclusivity on Turfway, I wouldn't say. Will you give her some tips? Like if you've got a really good line, will you say, hey, I like this one? And will
Absolutely
you,
not.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Chrissy, when I messaged you about this, you said, my husband went in and I will show him no mercy.
Exactly.
And I was like, I love this dynamic.
Yeah, no, he won't help me at all.
No.
Well, if he would you listen?
No.
Okay, yeah.
She didn't need that anyway.
Yeah.
No. I mean, there are often times where we'll look at each other and be like, really? Really, that's the horse you're going to go with? You know? And then when the horse wins, it's like, told ya.
Right. Someone gets shamed out of the
Stupid.
One of those. I know. I feel like, again, it's mostly nigging in a positive way of people just kind of like the group at the tables, right, is kind of where that community and everybody's so tight-knit where, you know, they'll talk a little smack to each other, but it's in a friendly way. There's really nobody, I've never seen, at least in here, somebody that is just, you know, talking smack for real to anybody else. But
There should
within
be,
the
though.
friends,
I feel like that's missing.
within the relationships, it's great to have that
Some
equal
more hate talk. Is that
Yes.
what you're saying? We need-
love to roast ratio.
Yeah, well, we can't roast the horses, so we need to start roasting each other.
Yeah.
We love that, you know. I do hear roasting the jockeys sometimes, which I don't love, you know. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think, and I'm a degenerate gambler too, but you know, it's never your fault for making a bad pick. It's always like, oh, the jockey gave him a bad
Right?
ride.
What was he doing going 8 wide on the turn?
Yeah. But you know, that's just part of it. I mean, if you've been in this room, if you're a handicapper, you know it. You know, we've always
Anyone who watches sports, you know, my favorite is, you know, people who blew their knee out at, you know, 30 trying to play flag football with their buddies, the armchair expert on the game of like, Travis Kelce sucks. Why is he doing that? You know,
I had more touchdowns
could
in high
do
school.
that. Yeah, literally. It kind of gives me Uncle Rico vibes from Napoleon Dynamite, one of my all-time favorite movies, where he's like, I used to be able to throw pigskin over them mountains back in the day type energy. And again, I've never ridden a horse. I don't know that anyone else in here is a jockey, so I don't know. I can't talk about what I don't know.
You've
They seem
ridden
too
a
dangerous to
horse,
ride.
just not in a race.
Yeah, no. That's true. Equestrian, but not in a real race sense.
Yes.
I've been on a thoroughbred before, like a retired thoroughbred, and it was terrifying.
Really?
Yeah, because
Well, tell us about
even
the
when they're
experience.
retired, they still just want to go as soon as you get in the saddle, and it's like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. You know.
Were you in a contained
I was
area?
in a contained arena in the beginning so that the horse and I could get used to each other, because the owner had said, you know, when you get on, he's going to be ready.
Hold on to your butts.
And she's like, make sure you can control him and all that stuff. And then after I felt a little bit comfortable, then she opened the barn doors so that we could go out onto the trails. But even still, he would get excited and start to run. And I'd be like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
And then you start to get a little tense. The only thing I can speak of is that if a rider has anxiety or stress, horses pick up on that. Like they're very emotionally intuitive animals. And so that's maybe the only thing that they could pick up from a jockey. And you mainly see that in the really big major races like the Kentucky Derby, where, you know, that's the pinnacle for a lot of those riders. They want to make it there. And so nerves could play in under a really high stress situation. But for the most part, they're professional athletes. And they ain't new to this. They're true to this.
Yeah. So they get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
How to do it. Well, we know you guys are extremely busy. We don't want to take you away too long from the races. We do have a mandatory coming up.
We have a mandatory coming up, yep.
Oh, you know, a little bit.
15 minutes.
Do you know what you're playing?
Yeah, we weren't sure when we'd be up here, so I made sure that we put our bets in just in case.
Okay, do you want to tell us?
I went with the 10 in this one.
In Gulfstream?
At Gulfstream,
Okay,
yep.
I don't think, is that a mandatory?
Yeah. Is it race 5? Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Gulfstream 8 is. Oaklawn 5 is a mandatory. Do I have the right sheet? Yeah.
No, you have Saturday.
Saturday.
This is the
See,
third
this is why
time I thought today was Saturday. I had somebody saying, "Can we grab drinks on Saturday?" I'm like, "Yeah, tomorrow." Like, but that was yesterday.
You just made me panic a little bit,
Right.
okay?
I'm
I was
just
about to just
shit-testing
push
you.
him off the
I'm
table.
joking.
Anxiety right
I'm
now.
just
I'm
joking.
like,
Okay, so race 5 is the mandatory. So you have the 10.
I have the 10.
And who do you have?
I went with the 6.
Okay, 10 and 6. Love it. So you have a 3 to
I'm
1.
glad I went with the 10. So I was torn between two horses in this race. I was looking at the 3 and the 10, but I had a sneaking suspicion that the 3 was going to go off as like one of the favorites.
Yeah.
And as I said, that's not going to be my strategy. You know, I'm looking for 5 to 1 or higher. So my
You
10
got
is
it.
6 to 1 right now. So I'm hoping that they
Stays
stay
there.
that. Yeah. But, you know, if they don't, I can always 15 minutes is forever, and
you got plenty of time to change it. Yeah.
Yes.
And you got a big field there, right? Well, originally 11,
Yeah.
we have looks like 4 scratches, so maybe 7. I mean, that's still a decent field. Hopefully, you can keep your odds. So, awesome. Well, good luck. Thank you so much for joining us. We
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary. We love the dynamic. We hope to see you. Beating each other but
Up
both
on the leaderboard.
but both rising to the top.
Yes.
Amazing.
Well, thank you, Alexa.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having
Rachel.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, we're going to kick it over to Gino here in a second, but before that, I want to show something from one of our partners, Morning Lime.
That winning feeling is closer than ever before.
I'm now a racehorse owner.
It's like a stock market for racehorses. Morningline.io. Buy, sell, trade. Own the game.
There you have it. All right, Gino's standing by. We're going to kick it over to him. Gino, you've got a familiar face to me, but maybe not to everybody in the room. Tell us, who do you have?
Another unofficial member of Team DRF, and I say unofficial only because he qualified on the last day to qualify, which was Sunday. Otherwise, he would have been a big member of Team DRF because he's a DRF staff member, and he's one of the guys who hears all the complaints in customer service all the time. Lonnie Goldfeder. Lonnie, how you doing today?
Very good. Good day. No, doing good.
So talk to everybody about your experience as a handicapper. How did that begin? When did you start playing the races? Who brought you to the racetrack for the first time?
I was working in California at a fair. It was at Fairplex.
Pomona.
Pomona, right. I use the California guy.
Oh, yeah,
what we
absolutely.
have here? Yeah, so basically I'm stuck in between these mountains with all this fog. And I'm at this bull ring of a racetrack, but I'm selling grills. And some guy comes up to me and says, how many tips for a grill? I'm saying, what are you talking about? So he basically, I said, I don't know, two tips, I'll give you a grill. He goes, all right, I'll be back tomorrow. He comes back the next day, he gives me a horse to bet on, and I say, all right, I'll do that, and if it wins, maybe we're in business. He loses. So he comes back the next day, the horse wins, so I gave him a grill, and then I got really into it. I hung out at the bar at the racetrack and had a great time. I was about a little more than even for that meet, but it's the first time I actually bet on a horse. And so after that, I came back to New York, and I basically read every book and went to the track and thought, how come everybody else isn't doing this? I mean, granted, years later, I'm thinking, oh, I know why. It's hard. It's pretty hard.
So how did that go from playing the races to then getting into contests and playing more competitively?
Well, I actually didn't really play a lot of contests. I did at that time go to some tracks when they did it at Belmont, Aqueduct, Connecticut, and I played some live contests, but I really didn't get that involved. I mean, once at Aqueduct, I was real close. This was a while back, and I just changed my pick because I knew a jockey agent and said his horse couldn't lose. Turns out the pick I had won, and I would have actually won that contest. And I said after that, it's like, you got to go with your gut. You got to go with who you like, who you handicap, and just don't listen to anybody.
So as we sit here now, how have you done so far? How many of your plays have you had? Where do you sit for the rest of Friday?
Well, I've only played 2 races. The first horse should have shown speed. He didn't. It didn't fare well. The second horse, I bet him at 5-1, and after they left the gate, he went off at 3-1. So I'm not playing that trick anymore because I've had that happen before. But so I've only played 2, so I got like 14 bullets left. So I'm good. I'm okay. Although I look up and there's some guys got $100. I'm thinking, what the heck? That's the problem. There's a lot of good players here, and you can't look at the board. I think you got to stay with yourself and just go with your goals and play the horses you like.
So Lonnie, you're one of the people who has one of the jobs where you're going to get a lot of emails, a lot of customers, a lot of people asking you for help, what's going on with the daily racing form. But you get an opportunity to interact with a lot of customers, and I've seen a lot of people stop by and say hello to you and thank you for helping them out. What is it like for you, the job, and tell everybody what your title is at Daily Racing Form?
Well, I'm a vice president of client relations and customer service, so I've dealt with customers a long time, and you know, I know the game, I know what the customers go through, and so it's easy for me to like have, you know, their point of view, where they're coming from. And, you know, most of the questions they ask, I kind of know the answer anyway, so, you know, I can walk them through anything they need. And, you know, again, I just have a good understanding of what it is they want and need to get done. And for me, it's kind of fun, so I don't really have a problem with it.
Well, I got to say, you've gotten some of those emails from me when the things aren't working or when my stuff's not going, and you are always awesome and helping me out. So I appreciate all the time, and we're going to be rooting for you, Lonnie. We wish you the best of luck here.
Thanks.
Another member of Team DRF, unofficial.
Thanks, Gino and Lonnie. Lonnie's great. I'm sure you have emailed with him before if you're a DRF user. But we've had a set change. We've got Jason Avila, who's actually going to be staying with us, I think, pretty much the rest of the afternoon. Jason, we had you on yesterday briefly. You were competing, but today you're hosting.
Yeah, hosting, not playing in the contest. I didn't make it yesterday.
Neither,
Close, but not close enough. But yeah, I'll get to sit with you guys, watch the action. Listen to some smart players come up here and give us some picks, hopefully.
You're a smart player. We'll be giving some picks, too.
We've got hot takes at the ready.
I did some work. I might have a couple. We'll see.
Perfect. And then Joel Funk, who was also here yesterday from Morningland.io. Joel, it's great to have you back.
Thanks for having me, yeah.
How's your first day of the true NHC, not Last Chance? So how is it different from yesterday?
It's a great event. I mean, it's unbelievable. There's nothing like it. So it's fantastic to be here. The vibes are really, really positive in the room, and yeah, it's gonna be a great day, great couple days of racing here.
You're a handicapper, right?
I can handicap a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Are you really getting the itch to try to qualify next year?
Yes, I have to convince my wife to come back here next year to allow me to play, but yes, I'll work on that, yeah.
So we've had a theme going all day, and it's getting repeated now. Men who buy their wives nice things win in horse betting. So, I mean, you know, how is she here?
She is not. She's at home with our 5 children, actually.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
next year, bring her.
You have
Get her a
some-
spa
yes.
package.
Yes.
Childcare and a spa package, and she'll come every year.
Yeah.
Some serious convincing it's going to take with 5 of them at home.
So, you know, well, we can get into it later, but this is kind of how Morning Line started. So I'll have to tell that story, especially with the theme of wives today, I guess.
We're here. Yeah,
Well,
we're here for it.
essentially, I think just like any man who is in this sport, you know, I wanted to buy a horse. I didn't just want to, like, you know, bet on them anymore, right? The betting she was able to handle, but I wanted to buy. And so I went home. I said, I got a great idea for an investment. And she said, what's that? I said, we're going to buy a thoroughbred. What? No, we're going to buy a horse. She's like, no, we're not buying a horse. I said, yeah, it's going to be awesome for the kids. We're going to go around and, you know, travel the world and, you know, have fun at the track and yada, yada, yada. And she's like, absolutely not. We have 5 kids to put through college. We're not buying a horse. I said, okay, well, you know what? I'll find another way to get into this game. And lo and behold, now we have 24 horses. So joke's on her a little bit, but yeah.
As part of the evolution. I agree, though. Kids, it's such a fun thing to be able to bring them out to the track or meet horses. That's just an age where horses are about the coolest thing that you can see when you're a kid. I don't know if that was just me, and that was my one thing that I wished for every single year for Christmas, because I'm from Oregon. I'm from the Northwest, and so there's no horse racing there, but it doesn't mean I wasn't a horse girl, and that was, please can I have riding lessons? Please can I have a horse? I mean, no, they never bought me one, which I still did plenty of riding, though,
Okay.
but it's just a really, really fun environment. Have any of them really taken to the sport?
Oh, they ask me, Daddy, when is our next horse racing? All the time, right? And so, you know, they're following them, and they're getting to know all the names on the platform. They're like, when's Taken by the Wind running? When she's running? And what about this one and this one? So they're going to get a little treat here. We're going to take them to Hot Springs, Arkansas for spring break. Nice. So all 5 of them are going to be there for Blackout Times run, hopefully in the Arkansas Derby, and Taken by the Wind in the Fantasy. So it's a good time to go. And
tell us a little
yeah.
more about those 2 horses, because those are both on the platform, right?
They are, yeah, both of them. So trained by Kenny McPeak, which is a brand ambassador for Morning Line. Really appreciate everything he's doing for us. And And Blackout Time ran a good 4th in the Rebel last time out, but he was coming off a 5-month layoff, so I think he needed the work. And taken by the win, going into the drawing a blank now what the race was, but going into her last Oaks prep race, she was 3 for 3, and coming off the Silver Bullet Day win. So we had high hopes for her, still do, but the horse developed hiccups during the race.
Oh,
so
little known fact, horses get a little burpy.
Yeah. I asked Kenny
that.
after the race what happened to her, and he sends me this whole thing I said, wow, didn't even know that could happen. But yeah, she just
run with hiccups. That's
right?
true. Yeah, that messed me up.
Yeah, so good,
That's like-
little fact there.
Too much.
Interesting note. I'm gonna have to put that in
Is there something that you can do to prevent hiccups?
Kenny actually said it was a dehydration issue, I guess. So
More
maybe a
hydration.
little light on the electrolytes.
That is how. So my
Yeah.
grandmother's cure for hiccups was taking 9 gulps of water, but then swallowing them all together. Like that makes
Oh,
sense.
so
just like
everyone has their own method, and I would tell my horse to get rid of their hiccups the same way that I would, which is just drink a glass of water upside down.
Oh.
Just bend your head over between your front legs, horse. Drink
have
some
a
of this
straw?
water. Keep your head down while you're, drinking upside down a little bit.
How? With
I
a straw?
also, no, like you just put your mouth on the far end side of the cup, if that makes sense.
Sounds like a good way to choke.
When I do the rover
I'm
cam.
trying to envision this, and I don't think I'm getting the right picture. But with my 5 kids, we just scare them.
Okay.
Scare them. So how
I
can you
like
scare a
that.
horse? Sneak up behind, but no, you're probably going to kick in the face. So not a good idea, but yeah.
Well for you.
Don't scare a horse. But that's how I would get rid of the hiccups with a kid, but yeah.
Jason, do you have a hiccup cure?
No, I was. My grandmother always told me something about the upside down thing, but I thought it was like put yourself upside down.
Oh,
Sense.
well, like you can only partially get yourself fully upside down. The other trick that I learned was actually
Picturing you on an inversion.
when I was.
This is not. I'm not. Yeah.
Basically,
This is new.
I just get someone hold me by the ankles. Is a slice of lime, and I learned this from a bartender when I was at the RTIP conference in Arizona back in December. A big part of that conference is everyone's going out to dinner and drinks afterwards. So the bartender, where we were waiting before we sat down for dinner, I was like, oh no, I have the hiccups. He overheard and he said, let me get something ready for you. He proceeds to take a slice of lime, add a bunch of bitters to it, and he said, just bite into this. He said, a woman requested it from me 6 years ago to cure her hiccups. And I thought, this is so weird. He's like, every single person that has the hiccups now, I give this to you and it works. And I was so skeptical. And it worked. I have no idea
Was
what
it like instant?
Yes.
Wow. Let's
Lime and
create that
bitters.
concoction for horses and give it to them preemptively before the horse, especially taken by the wind so she doesn't develop it again in the fantasy.
Just a little bit of lime, girl. A little bit of lime and bitters.
Today's not. We're not gonna do peppermints today. We're gonna do lime and bitters.
So speaking of some horses that hopefully don't have any hiccups for the sake of the contest players, the first mandatory race
1 minute away.
is in 1 minute at Gulfstream Park. Is
Let's
this
talk
something
about it.
that
Yeah.
you guys...
Who do you like, Jason?
I looked at it.
Blackjack?
So if I was playing in the contest, I would avoid the favorite, the 4. She looks like the horse to beat, but she's ran 2 really good races. The last one was against a couple very good horses, so I'm more worried about her regressing at this point. And the low price, you don't want to take that in this situation because the thing with this contest and the mandatories is everybody has to play the race. So there's going to be a lot of people on the winner, no matter who it is. I would probably go to the 8 horse, Mortal Lock. I think this race goes through the 6, the 8, and the 10. I was hoping, actually, Mortal Lock's drifting up a little bit, but I was going with the 8 more because of the price.
Just went up, actually.
Yeah, she's going up, which is good. The 6, the 8, and the 10, I think will all handle the poly. The 10's the first time on poly, but the 6 and the 8 have run on poly before, and they handle it just fine, and they have good numbers. The 8, the question mark is the sprint. I think she has enough speed to be close. So I'm expecting a stalking trip and maybe strong enough finish to get up. At 7-1 would be nice.
I kind of like this 7. Run one time, ran really well, big speed figure.
Run one time again, playing into the names. That's one of the frequent calls that you'll hear people reading. One time.
No, his name's Waystar, but he's run one time.
You're not wrong, Rachel.
Again,
this is
when
what's
I
so
say
great about racing, though, right? Look at 4 of us. There's like 5 different opinions.
Yeah.
You know,
And Gulfstream is
beauty of
just
it.
like so hard. I mean, you know, props to the NTRA for picking these mandatories this year. They're tough races, which is the goal, right? We want to see the leaderboard shake up. We want to test skill. Oh, wow. Mike Yerksik has got another $2 and is now at $100.88 on the board. So James Lasowski is 75. After this mandatory race, we'll definitely give you guys a leaderboard update because if anything but the favorite comes in here, you know, the leaderboard will just do a 180, a loop-de-doo.
And this is a race where you'll get the high energy. Everybody's going to be into it. So, you know, we've had some prices and stuff, and we've had a little bit of cheering, but this race will be, everybody's going to be going crazy. No matter who wins, they're all going to go wild.
No matter what. And we've got Dan out there, too. So, Dan, be ready, too. If anything crazy happens in the room, we might throw the camera over to you during the race as well. I know you've got a guest for us after it. But yeah, 0 minutes to post with Gulfstream that could mean 10 minutes, you know, that we got some time.
Do we know if Irad is riding today?
He is off the weekend.
I
don't know when he's back, but I know he's off the weekend.
Okay,
and they're
it's
off
post
the
time.
turf today too, right?
They're in the gate.
Gulfstream. They're off the turf today too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which that's a big a shake-up for anyone who follows Gulfstream and IRAD's relationship with Gulfstream. It's a great strategy to just bet him.
He's always on live horses. I mean, he's good. He gets the best of the best.
He's number one for a reason.
Okay, quick reminder, Chrissy was on the 10. Jay, her husband.
8.
8. I like the 7. Jason.
I'm on the 8.
You're the 8. Wait, what was, Jay, Chrissy's husband.
Joel.
No, Chrissy's husband, the last guest. Do you remember who he was on? He had the long shot. I forget. I know
8?
Chrissy was on the 10. Anyway, all right, we got some picks here. We're rooting for our people. Good luck, everybody, in this first mandatory.
Ready for the NHC. NHC 2026 underway with race 5 at Gulfstream. On the far outside, make it make sense. Quick to begin with Mortal Lock away in second. On the hole between horses as Copper goes to the outside, Waystar. Between horses, limited edition along the rail is Word on the Street. Here the trailer is Bubble. Around the first turn they go. Make it make sense. On top by length of the corner. To the outside and Mortal Lock now second. Limited edition is an in-hand third. Center of the racetrack is Waystar toward the rail at hand on the street. Back to the outside is Copper goes second last, and the trailer is Lovem. Back to the outside is Copper goes 24 seconds flat in the opening quarter, less than 5 furlongs to run. Jockey Joel Rosario trying to harness the speed of Make It Make Sense, who leads by about a half a length. Mortal Lock is there second. Patient in third is Limited Edition as the public pick. Out in the center is Waystar toward the inside Word on the street. Then Lovem or Liam, and the trailer is Copper Ghost. They went the half in 47-4. They put on some speed in the second quarter, and they swing to the far turn. Mortal Lock up to have a crack at Make It Make Sense. Angled to the clear for a bit as Limited Edition into third. Waystar now fourth. At the rail, Lovem or Liam. He's racing fifth, but on the improve. The others have to giddy up and giddy up soon as they round the far turn. Dropping back, Make It Make Sense. Up to challenge for the lead, Limited Edition. Right back at him is Mortal Lock, and into the clear comes Lovem or Liam for a stretch bid. Off the turn in the stretch drive, Egan. He shakes Limited Edition up. He has to deal with Lovem or Liam, who runs at him from the outside, and Lovem or Liam has pounced forward to take the lead. Limited Edition fighting the good fight, but he's back to second. It's Bill Mott and Junior Alvarado. Lovem or Liam in front. Second, Limited Edition. Third, Mortal Lock, and fourth is Waystar.
So I know nobody is going to believe me, but the 3 is who I picked in my head. I'm not joking. That was the one where I was like, okay, I'm looking for it. I'm a sucker for a gray. And, I mean, if Irad's not riding, Junior Alvarado, always a strong pick at Gulfstream. And
Horse finished well, 8 times the charm.
Hey, your 8 was up there. Third place with
got
the
a little
8.
tired. Yeah, got a little tired.
7. Well, we're not going to see. You didn't hear a ton of screaming. I mean, it was a 3-1 over the favorite, so probably actually won't have a ton of leaderboard shifts. I'm sure some people played that horse. Every horse was covered in that race when you have 800 entries, but no earth-shattering results there. So we'll still put the leaderboard up for you guys once it refreshes and we can get an update. Joel, we're going to throw it to Dan here in a second, but before we do that, any last things about Morning Line, what you want to let people know, what offers you have for NHC contestants to get involved in Morning Line?
Yeah, absolutely. So just as a nutshell, right, Morning Line's just a stock market for horse races. So you can get involved. It's easy. It's open for everybody now. Go to morningline.io, set up an account, and start, owning racehorses. We've got a lot of great options out there, from Derby contender, Blackout Time, to Oaks contender, Taken by the Wind. Got a bunch of really exciting 2-year-olds coming on the platform. Just uploaded minted 3 different ones yesterday. Maxfield Colt. Got a really cool one called Malachi Miracle. So I don't know if there's any University of Kentucky fans out there. So Malachi Moreno made a Hail Mary shot against LSU not long ago. Yep. And Kenny, big fan of the UK Wildcats, decided to name a horse after him. So we've got Malachi Moreno, or Malachi Miracle on the platform available. And you can go to morningline.io, sign up for an account. It's very easy, but that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. We'll be seeing you some more this weekend, and tomorrow I think we're going to come to you. If you are in the room and you're watching, they've got a booth in the back corner, so go check them out. Dan, what do you got for us? You've got somebody standing by.
Many bodies here, and what I wanted to try to capture here was, like, we're showing you what's going on inside this room. That's one thing. The real story is what happens once this is done every day, once we hit the casino floor. And so some people, a couple of these people you already know. Ron, you already know. You wouldn't believe some of the debauchery. Some of these people I just met yesterday step in here. First of all, you're the 2 main antagonists here, protagonist, antagonist. I want you guys both to talk, introduce yourself, and then, no, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Ryan Petruniak. I'm Noah. I was actually on the desk last year, but had the backwards hat, long hair, so you probably don't recognize me.
Well, so I did recognize him. The one person who was not buying any of his story was the pit boss last night at the Blackjack table, who asked him for his ID, and then what happened?
So my ID's been expired for like 8 days now. So I had to go upstairs and get my passport, which was definitely the first time I've ever done.
You skipped a few steps here. You skipped a few things.
We need the
Your
full
ID
one.
was expired. What happened next?
So I asked them if I could get my money back, because I lost probably $200 on a different table, and they didn't like that. So apparently there were some police that were downstairs while I was going to get it upstairs, but it worked out. I gave it all back anyway, so called it a night.
That up to scare you. There were no police. Yeah, I was just trying to mess with you.
Fifth table of the night too. This is the 5th table before he finally got caught, and then he got in some trouble. Yeah,
And
it was
also,
bad.
when he went to get his passport, he ran off like he just robbed a bank. Like, he ran off like a guilty person runs off.
Yeah, like the legs kicking really high in the back. It was something. So he runs off in a guilty way to get his passport. We plot with the dealer to scare him when he gets back, to say the police are coming. And then ultimately, you start playing. And then what happens when you started playing?
So I actually did pretty well. We made a pretty good comeback. I know once we finally got his ass out of there, we had some good luck. It was us 3 that were doing pretty well for a while, so I was kind of clawing my way back. Gave some at the first table, gave away some of the craps table. I think at that point, I had maybe been up about $100. This guy decides that he wants me to bet it all, and this guy didn't help any of that cause. So gave it away. What did they show? Ace. That was the first ace we saw all night. Ace comes up. I'm not an insurance guy, so I'm not going to do insurance.
So you're build a stack, and he starts telling you. What did you start telling him once he started making money?
I told him,
just play one more hand, win or lose, let's go home. And then he lost. So, yeah.
Not only did he lose, dealer got blackjack.
The dealer got blackjack. It wasn't even a thrill. So.
You're a spectacular friend. It's awesome. All right. We have, like I said, the two of them we know. We saw you last year. We don't really know you that much. What's your story? How did you get involved in this crew?
I grew up going to Saratoga every summer. Absolutely love racing. Got a little more involved in tournaments 2-3 years ago. I'm more of a live money guy. I don't play a lot of the $2 win plays, so I'm very out of my element here, but it's a chance to win a bunch of money, so we're going to give it a go. Let's try it.
Is your first time here at the NHC?
No, last year was my first time, and I actually met these guys last year here. It's where I met all these guys, so yeah. So, yep.
At the blackjack table, that's where it'll go. Also, another guy I want to introduce we haven't met before here. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us where people can catch some of the content you're doing.
Appreciate it. Kyle Rosco. I do my work over on the HHH Racing Podcast. It's the best show on there because it's the two things we all love to do. It's betting and boozing. So every Wednesday night we always put out shows. It's one of those preview handicapping shows that we all do.
All right. And I didn't see you at the blackjack table last night. Is that because you were sleeping, or you're just smarter than this?
No, sleeping is definitely not the case. Too early. Yeah, too early. I unfortunately didn't arrive till 12:40 last night. I got a little delayed and didn't get in last night. They stayed up for me, which was nice, and then right when I got there, they were gone. Immediately gone.
It's almost time to bed.
I was getting there. One thing I ended up playing $100 baccarat until about 5:30 last night. So. By far way out of my comfort zone, but you can blame the littlest Mastari brother for that one.
All right, so what was the net at the end of the night? Up, down?
Up pretty good. Not me. There's a couple other people that are a part of the group, which lots of yellow chips flying everywhere. I saw a guy cash out for 5 chocolate chips for $25,000. I finished up about 1.3K after that. So having a 2:30 to 5:30 a.m. baccarat session, walking over 1,000, that's always a good start.
Let's not play blackjack ever again, Dan. We got to go play baccarat tonight with Kyle.
That sounds good. Rachel, Alexa, what do you guys want to play?
Oh,
I
what
heard
was it?
chocolate chips.
Bubble crap?
I heard chocolate chips. So
Alexa said I heard chocolate chips. That's
I
all
heard
I'm
there's
interested in.
I heard there's a cookie dough truck.
Cookie dough truck?
Yeah, I heard there's a cookie dough
So we've already
truck
moved off of gambling. We're not
near
even gambling.
the Ferris wheel that's famous. So chocolate chips is where I'm
Oh
at.
my God, the Titanic. Ryan said talk about the Titanic.
Dude, we have.
Oh, you have? Okay, we
we've
missed
talked
that.
how we were all sunk with the Titanic
We were all
last
sunk,
night.
but jeez. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, wait.
it was big.
No, Dan,
Hold
I
on.
made
Are
a
you guys-
point to say
am
how.
I cut off yet, or am I still talking?
No,
You guys
We're still
have me?
talking.
All right. What
You can be
lessons
cut off.
did you learn last night?
Don't listen to Ryan Petruniak. You're going to lose all of your money. Whatever he says, do the opposite. If he says bet the 5, you bet the other favorite in the race. That's the plan for today. We're going to do the opposite of what Ryan says.
All right, and I think the consensus is here. Ryan's going to push me on this, but you're one of the better handicappers in this room, right? Right? We're gonna okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot now. Give our viewers something. Do you have anything off the top of your head they can play? Oh, he's like, oh, you didn't prepare? Oh, yeah. Let him look, because he's got it all in the notes here. So we're gonna get some tips, because I see you guys asking everybody on the set for their tips, and I see. I'll come back to you. Okay. All right. Well, he'll maybe pop on set later.
All right,
All right.
we'll hold you to it. We want those picks.
Oh, and
All right.
Dan, be sure to alert Ryan that I alerted his wife and sent him. I sent her a little photo, and
What
she
photo?
said cheesing so hard. I took a picture of the feed and sent it along.
Ryan?
So yeah, Ryan's got some fans and some support, and Katie knows just how much money he's winning or losing.
Oh God, yeah, they're tracking you, man. They're putting stuff out on everywhere on you. So, yeah. All right.
All right, thanks, guys. We're gonna come back to you for those picks, or you'll come up to the stream and give us some juicy selections. But in the meantime, we've got Catherine Flowers here from the TAA.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm having a great day so far. How are you all?
I mean, how can we complain? We're here at NHC.
We've got a bountiful lunch buffet laid out. So again, if you guys happen to hear any clinking in the background, that it's lunch hour, and everybody's got to stay fueled up, ready to go. How's everything been going over at the TAA table?
It's fantastic. We're off to a great start. We're so glad to be back here again for another year as the official charity partner of NHC. This year, very exciting. NTRA is matching all donations made at the table this weekend up to $5,000. And so that's just really kicked off the generous spirit at the booth over there. So
we have mentioned this before on the show, but just to say again, a lot of people in here, whether they're owners or not, or they strictly are horse players, a lot of philanthropy and giving back to causes like TAA that see these horses that basically make all of this possible through to the next stages of their career, which I love to see.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is always so generous here every year. And like you said, the horses are what makes all this possible. And so it's always wonderful to give back to the horses again. Make sure they're getting the next step of their journey when they're done racing. Going to a second career, a new home, a retirement sanctuary, helping those with disabilities, whatever it might be. Just make sure they're set up for success in their next career.
And for anyone who doesn't know what the TAA does, can you explain that?
Yeah, absolutely. We are the national accrediting body for thoroughbred aftercare in North America. So we accredit organizations that take the horses in, that give them those new skill sets for their next career, or that give them permanent retirement. And we make sure that the organizations are operating with good business practices, make sure that they're taking good care of the horses. We inspect every one of their facilities every year, and then we provide them with grant funds directly from the racing industry. We're supported by every facet of the racing industry, so everyone's contributing to make sure these horses get set up for success. So right now we are supporting 86 organizations across North America, and we grant out about $4 million every year.
That's fantastic.
Catherine, on behalf of all horse players, I know we all love to help out, with the future of our race horses. And I know all of my friends, when we hit, scores, not even necessarily big scores, we always think about, hey, we're going to donate, we need to help out because we all love the animals. That's how I fell in love with this game, and they'll be, priority for me. So hopefully everybody else keeps helping out. And
we appreciate it for
Thank
sure.
you.
Last year's winner was a big donator to you guys before he won, right? And then that continued?
Yes, Dan Piazza is one of our great supporters. He's donated to us every year for multiple years now, and we were so thrilled when he won last year. We're hoping he can maybe go for a repeat this year. That'd be really exciting. First repeat winner.
I know, it's hard to do. It's never happened.
Never happened.
This tournament is so freaking difficult. Do you want a handicap when you're in here? You're not.
I'm no good. I like to pick out the ones that'll make a good jumper in the future.
Okay.
Now, how do you select that? What attributes can a horse show you on the track or in the paddock where you're like, that is a show jumper, that's a dressage horse?
It's probably similar to the way people evaluate them for racing, but just based on their movement and their conformation, different horses' movements might go well into different disciplines. But the ones that really float across the track with nice big trot stride might be really great for dressage in the future and things like that.
Is the mind important with dressage?
Yeah, I mean, you have to have one that likes to go in circles a lot for dressage. For sure. Different personality types like different disciplines. Yeah. The thoroughbreds, we've seen a big increase in them going into equine-assisted learning recently, and you have to have the right personality type for that too. But thoroughbreds love people so much that they've really enjoyed partnering with people with disabilities, with people going through rehab, just helping people gain confidence in themselves again. So.
Equine-assisted learning, I love that.
I'm curious, what got you involved in racing and aftercare? How did you get here?
I grew up doing hunter jumpers and always rode off-track thoroughbreds at the barn that I rode at, and so I just fell in love with them as a breed. So then when I went to college, I moved to Kentucky to be with the horses, horse capital of the world, and learned how to train horses there for other disciplines, and got an internship with the Secretariat Center, which is one of TAA's accredited organizations.
At the horse park,
At the horse park, yep, in Lexington, Kentucky. I worked there for 8 years. It was a great time, and then moved into the role with Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance. So.
I'm curious because I feel like I surely didn't know coming into this sport with no horse background, and a lot of handicappers, they're not necessarily horse people, right? So when you say you fell in love with the breed, what sets the thoroughbred breed apart? How is it different from a different kind of breed of horse? Can you share any insights on that?
Sure. I think they're just so smart. and athletic. I mean, they're really America's horse. They've been bred to be so athletic that athleticism that they use in racing translates to all sorts of different disciplines too. So it's really fun to work with them because they're so talented, they're so quick, they pick up new skill sets very quick. And like I said, they love people, so they want to work, they want to please. It makes it really fun.
Truly. They're, in other sports, or if you're raising quarter horses or, I don't know, any other breed, I'm telling you, no one has more hands on them and constant human attention and interaction
From the moment they're born.
than a thoroughbred. They are immediately, a part of the mix on the farm. You don't just set them out and forget about them. It's constant daily care and checking on them and nurturing them. And man, especially any foals that need any extra attention from people when they're young, look out. They are going to be the brat that is asking for all of the peppermints, demanding the attention. It's crazy at such a young age. These fresh baby horses are already developing these personalities.
Oh, big personalities.
So I heard a cool story last night at dinner, actually, kind of along those lines. So a friend had a friend that had worked with Henny Hughes, great, brilliant racehorse, and this person raised Henny Hughes, and so this was like maybe 3 years later. She wanted to go see Henny Hughes at the barn, at the racetrack. So my friend took her there, and the foreman says, be careful. He's a handful. He'll bite you. He's aggressive, very aggressive. And they went over there, and she smooched at him, and he knew instantly that it was her, and he came and put his head in her arms. And the foreman was just blown away. They were just like, oh my God. They're smart. They're super smart.
They remember people.
Oh yeah.
They really
That's
do.
awesome.
What that makes me think of is obviously one of the most remarkable stories in horse racing over the past couple years was with Cody's Wish and Cody Dorman. And again, it was one of those you can't explain it type situations of a horse that just intuitively knew something and saw something that, transcended logical sense, and I still get chills thinking about it.
Me
but
too.
just the human horse connection that is especially associated with some of the greats in the game.
Yeah, for sure. And we've seen that countless times as well, just from stories of people saying they had this racehorse at a track that was quite high-strung, and then somebody would come into the barn with a wheelchair or something, and the horse just calms down immediately. They know, they sense, and they connect with people on a spiritual level, I guess I could say.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that you mentioned, right, is the equine-assisted therapies. For someone that doesn't know what that is or looks like, can you elaborate?
Yeah, I'm no expert by any means because I haven't been on the direct in-person side of things on that side, but it is really fascinating to see. The horses are so good. It started with horses being used for people with disabilities, because when you're riding a horse, it simulates the same muscles and movement as walking. So it's really good for that side of things. And then people started using the horses' connections for working with veterans and programs like that, because horses in general just have such a deep way of connecting to us, like we were talking about. It really helps everybody open up and deal with past trauma and just find balance in themselves again.
And to that point, I would love to touch on and briefly shout out the Stable Recovery Program, which was all started at Tailor Made Farm, and now it's growing and expanding. We were really, really lucky to be trusted with telling some of those stories last year, but it's a program for people in addiction recovery where you re-enter society, and basically the program is you are working hands-on with horses, and you're in a community of other people that are going through the exact same recovery process as you. And hearing the stories of how horses were so integral in them getting sober and staying sober, and kind of like a reason and a why, and knowing you can't strong arm a horse, you can't get them to do anything that they don't want to do. Like, your emotions impact and affect the environment that you are working in. And it's just been incredible to see the turnaround and the success rate of that program. So,
and similarly, Thoroughbred Retirement Foundation runs programs at a variety of prisons across the country, and it's the same idea. They work with the horses directly while they're in prison, and then they have skill sets to go on to a new career once they're released, but it's the same connection of building that confidence with horses and getting their life back on track. And then, yeah.
It's just one of the many things that, again, the fantastic and important work TAA does that is, again, funded by many of the generous people within this room, the NTRA, and we wouldn't have anything that exists on the track or in racing without the horses, so we appreciate you all always looking out for them.
Yeah, well, thank you for all the support, and thanks to everybody here for all the support. We really appreciate it, and the horses do too.
Well, thank you, Catherine. We really appreciate you coming on and talking about it. I'm going to put this graphic up one more time. Remember, the NTRA is matching donations up to $5,000 this weekend, so if you win and you want to be generous with your winnings, if you just want to be generous anyway.
Or if you want to change your luck, come make a donation and the horses will bring you some good luck.
There we go. I like the sound of that. Hell
good
yeah.
Great idea.
Good karma.
Good karma. That's the theme of the weekend. Buy your wives nice things and donate back to the horses and you will win $825,000 guaranteed. Thank you so much, Catherine. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Catherine.
Man. TAA, incredible. I mean, Rachel, is it fair for me to talk about our potential autism campaign? Is that too early?
Sure, give a little teaser.
Well, at America's Best Racing, we like to every year have some project that's a little larger than life, right? Like you were talking about stable recovery, because this industry is so incredible. Yeah, there's gambling and there's fun and there's travel and there's the Triple Crown, but also the horse racing just changes lives in so many ways. And so last year we really focused on stable recovery in that program. And this year we're hoping to focus on autism and racing. There's actually a lot of people in the racing community, some track announcers, some photographers all over where, maybe there's their hyperfixation that they need has become racing. And so we really want to shine a light on those people and show how racing is such a cool place and a safe place for people to be involved in.
Exactly, and explore the interest, be a part of it, and look, if you have a niche interest in anything, there's a million avenues to explore in horse racing, whether that is on the farm, in the breeding, in the production side, or the sales, or gambling, or playing in contests, or owning, exercise riding, like track announcers. There are a million things and avenues to explore and go down. So we're looking forward to featuring and exploring some more of those pathways this year. So more to come on that.
Follow our
That's the teaser.
channels. Yeah, follow all of our social channels. You'll be seeing some stuff. All right, let's get a leaderboard update. Let's see what has happened here. I'm trying to see. It's too small. When was that last updated? Maybe 6 or 7 minutes ago?
It was updated 12:15.
12:15. Okay, so 7 minutes. So fairly recent. We still have Mike Yurtsik, who is sitting at $100 in the lead. James Lisowski has moved up. That's a name, if you play online, you see all the time. Craig Hom in 4th place, another name that I know I have cursed when he's beat me a million times. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else that at least I know. Michael Mulvihill, oh, he's in 200. We got the scrolling board on the side. But if you go to NTRA.com, and you can find the leaderboard and actually search it. So it's searchable, which is cool. If you have a family member or a friend here, you can kind of track where they are and how they're doing throughout the day.
It's fun, and it's ever-changing, ever-evolving. Again, just kind of a status update. When is the next mandatory.
Next mandatory is Fairgrounds Race 6 at 1:15.
So we got
A little
about
bit.
another hour until that. Some space, some breathing room now as the day is early and young. However, there haven't been any major long shots winning any races today, whether it was a mandatory or an optional. So the leaderboard hasn't changed a ton in the past hour or
Not
so.
recently.
But
I
the
think
day is young.
Early on, there were a couple big ones that I saw a number of people with like 40, 50 bucks on the board early on. So I think there was a couple prices, but I'm trying to get the attention here of our next guest.
The leader, Mike Yerzik, caught the 2 prices early, so he's pulled away early on. Caught a flyer.
Yeah, for real. I mean,
No.
if he can maintain that momentum, even if he has a bad day, like if he can get another. Wait, I want to see. So if you look at the leaderboard again, it's really small on my screen, but right next to the name is the mandatory. So everybody will have one mandatory done because there's only been one, and then optionals. So wow, he actually has played 9 optionals, which is quite a few to get to that point. You see like. Raymond Sains in 3rd place has only played 2 optionals.
Oh, wow.
So Raymond is actually probably in a bit better like game theory like position right now because he's got a lot more bullets to fire at this than Mike does for the rest of the day. But still, most people in this room are targeting around $100 a day, so Mike is sitting pretty. You said there's 16 plays?
Today there are.
I need to brush up on these rules.
Right now. Today it's 6 mandatory, 10 optional. So yeah, 16.
10 optionals. Okay, so Mike's got 1 more optional to play as opposed to Raymond's 8. And then he's got, the 5 remaining mandatories. We're joined here by Rob Conway from Railbirds.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing okay. You guys were trying to get me on here, and I was looking at the DRF. I'm 2 for 2 right now. I just got here, and I'm 2 for 2.
Oh,
man, you should be
Liam,
playing.
whatever the Liam, what, the 3 in the mandatory? Yeah.
Rachel like that.
Yes, again, I thought it in my head,
She didn't
so I
speak
need
up.
to say it with my words.
Right. That's the way to do it. It's better to bring it up after, because then if you don't win, you don't have to do it at all.
So the main time that I feel like I really finessed and developed an angle in horse racing is long ago. One of my first jobs in racing was as the communications department intern for Keeneland. And the press box there is phenomenal. You can open up the windows and look down onto the track. And I was there attending the races every single day. Really had a great view of all of the horses in the post parade. And just for fun and for my own learning curve, I would pick my horses quietly. Of course, would never bet them. Also because I was like 22 and I had no spare change for any of that. And a lot of the times, I'm not going to lie, I developed a little angle, and it was purely physical handicapping. Like at that point in time, I did not know anything about reading programs. But again, with my equestrian background, I'm like, okay, that horse is relaxed or calm or I don't know. But it's really hard to get that point of view on TV as effectively because the cameras kind of move around between horse to horse. So again, I think that when it's in person, I have the time to really notice. That helps.
What are you looking for?
I think relaxed but alert. I don't like to see a lot of lather.
Yeah.
I don't like to see little tiny steps because then also that's burning up essential
Nervous
energy.
energy.
You got your fast twitch and your slow twitch muscle fibers. If I'm calling back upon my equine exercise physiology knowledge, which is a real class that I took at Oregon State. So I just don't want to see any horses expending too much energy, and also the stride length. I love a step, and this is a lot of what people look for at the sales too, is when that back foot fall exceeds the front foot fall and kind of the divot that it leaves behind. So I don't know. I've been saying this for years. I'm just vibes.
And you would like that in the 3 on the Gulfstream? Was that because?
Yeah, I did, and it was a gray, so
Yeah, well, there you
it
go.
was pretty.
I'm taking notes, Rachel.
I just like the fact that it was off, right? So the other horses ran well on grass, but that was a dirt horse, and I think they were on synthetic. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It was switched up. So
A win is a win.
Yeah. And then I had the favorite 6-all with Jackson's Dixie or whatever in that.
Are you in the tournament?
No.
Is this your first time at the NHC?
This is my first time here. This is fantastic. We were here yesterday with Krabs from Book It, and we had a great time at the First Chance, Last Chance. And yeah, he was super impressed. I've been super impressed. I mean, this atmosphere here, everyone's like just so invested in what's going on, and obviously there's lots to be playing for, but even just the passion for the sport and everything that you're seeing, and the wagering side of it, it's a lot of fun. I had not any idea what to expect, and I've been blown away, to be honest.
So are you going to be trying next year to qualify in?
Well, I have tried online in a few and did not win, but yeah, next year if I'm lucky enough to come and maybe fire up, if I haven't already qualified online, I'll fire the 600 or whatever it was.
This. And we didn't mention this off the top, however, from Canada.
That's right.
Hailing in from Canada, and Railbirds, which is essentially, so America's Best Racing, we're really focused on getting in new fans and engaging in new fans through a variety of different pathways in horse racing. Railbirds really drills down into the better and trying to engage and energize some new people that want to bet on horse races, that bet on other things.
We focus a lot on the sports bettor that currently already is, into gambling, and you're just looking at somebody who enjoys maybe NFL or NHL, and you're looking at trying to get them in realizing what's going on. And a lot of people that gamble, they're always looking for a little bit of action. And as you know, there's a horse running somewhere all the time. And instead of just firing your last $20 down on Blackjack, why don't you check in the online casino? Why don't you check out a horse race? And look, if you go to a track and you spend the day there, especially on a big day like the Derby or up in Canada or King's Plate and stuff like that, it's a different thing. I mean, that experience is awesome, but we're also looking at just a casual sports bettor that's looking for some fun. And you can watch all the races. They're always available to you. And, quite frankly, when you look at, you're looking at a future bet on the Chiefs this year to win the Super Bowl, you can get that odd right now and be done in 2 minutes instead of waiting, 6 months to find out if you win. There's just so much options, and there's a lot of action, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Greatest gambling game in the world.
I agree.
Greatest gambling game in the world. And this is the place. So I've been here probably the last, I say, 6-7 years. It's hard as a serious horse player that I want to compete and I want to play in this thing.
Yeah.
So the first year I came here when I didn't qualify, it was hard because I was like, so
FOMO.
competitive, FOMO.
Yeah.
But I realized that there's a lot of smart horse players here. There's a lot of smart handicappers, and then there's a lot of smart gamblers. And you need those two to be successful. And this is the place. If you're a newbie, you come here, you're going to get an education in 3 days that could take you years. So I know you guys were talking about Michelle Mount earlier, who won the First Chance, Last Chance yesterday. She's around racing, but I heard that she was more of a numbers, colors type wagerer. And yesterday yesterday she decides to open the form, and she said, I'm just going to pick who I think's going to win. And she picked, I think, 10 winners.
She was
and
on
so
10 winners?
Yeah.
Vibes.
And
the girl who won $30,000 was betting on Vibes.
And she wasn't, a
Rachel,
serious
so you need to buy in next year.
person like us. So it's possible. If you're a beginner, it's possible.
That's some great insight.
Yeah.
A good insider scoop. I had not heard that.
And there's a lot of tools out there, too. There's a lot of tools out there if you are new. I know we're promoting on this show DRF Newbie as a product out there, but Equibase also has a product for newbies where it's just dumbed down is not the right word. It's simplified. It's taking away some, because the form is really overwhelming. There's so many data points. So whittling that down into, the top 5 to 10 data points that you can make an educated decision on. And then if you really love it and you want to dive in and learn more and graduate to the old form, that's fine, but if not, that's totally cool too. You can stick with these more simplified versions.
Absolutely, and I think for a casual sports player, they want information, but we were talking about it last night, and the form in some ways is like if you want to bet on Connor McDavid to score a goal and you have every shift he's done for the last 10 games. It's a lot to consume, right? Like, why do I need to know what shift he had for 45 seconds? But the information is very valuable to like these top end players, and like you said, there's data points that they like that they're going to focus on, but we try and simplify that to just be like, look, this horse could win because of X, Y, and Z, and this is the one stat why we like it. And I think that's enough if you think about a sports bettor, like, what's the team's record at home? What's the team's record against that team? Just simpler stuff than that than necessarily like what's the late kick and, what was the final furlong in the last race? That's a bit much for a casual sports bettor. So that's kind of the angles we're looking at. And like Alexa said, there's a lot of products out there. Or you can just go into ChatGPT apparently and say who's going to win.
Well, that didn't work out great for Dan. I mean,
it did not work.
I would be really curious to hear from all of you guys up here what that one thing is to focus in on. If there's one thing to pay attention to versus dissecting the entire program or all of the information in front of you, or
if I
race replays, what would that be?
One thing, have to choose, gun to my head, speed figures.
Yeah,
for me, yeah. And those are, highlighted in the form, like right in the middle. Every time a horse runs, they are assigned a speed figure. So that is like kind of a standardized way to assess their performance and how they're doing, if they're getting better, if they're getting worse, if they're kind of like even keel, stalling out, like that can, give you an idea.
It's a stat that does a nice job of kind of like, just if all things remain equal, if this horse runs that again against that horse that ran this, I kind of look at like WAR in baseball, like Shohei Ohtani is a 10 WAR baseball player, which means if you put him on a team based on his stats and the way he plays, he would get you 10 more wins. And you can kind of allocate it across all players. Some are negative WAR players, some are 3, 4, 5. So like an 85 versus a 75, I don't know what the race was, but there's an algorithm in the Beyer speed figure that figured out that if everything was the same between the two races, at least that's how I interpret it, that horse ran better. Even though he might have run 5th in that race and the horse won the last one, I know based on this algorithm, and I feel like I can trust, that if he ran the same race 85, even though he came 5th against that last race, he would have won. That's kind of
So it's the same for you. So Alexa's voted speed figures. Is it the same here?
If I didn't do that, it would be horses dropping. I like that too.
Going down in class.
Yeah.
So that the main thing to look at in the program is going from a stakes, dropping down to maybe an allowance.
Yeah.
What about you?
Speed figures are probably top for me. So I like now. I think I talked about this yesterday or the other day, but there's so many different speed figures now. Back in the day, there was only one, maybe two. It was Beyer and the Sheets. There's so many now, so you kind of know, at least what I figure is most people are going to be using the racing form. So I use the racing form, but I kind of look to see where my speed figures differ from the racing form, and that's where I'll really attack something, because if I have my own personal speed figures that don't line up with the racing form, then that's where I'll start digging deeper. So then I'll watch the replays, I'll look at the competition, I'll look at all the stuff and try to figure out why is the speed figure discrepancy so big, and then go from there. But speed figures are, that's the easy
That's the
thing.
consensus here, honestly, it seems like.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What would be the one stat you think is you throw away immediately? Or stat or anything in the program. I'll tell you mine right out of the bat, because it affects me every time, and I cannot stop looking at it. It's a morning line. I don't know.
I wish. I wish we could do
man.
away with it. I really do. It's an old practice. Back in the day, the bookies used to write on chalkboards, and they had to put the morning line.
Yeah.
I wish they'd do away with it.
Yeah, because every time I'm like, I like this horse, and I'm like, 40-1, what am I missing? And it's my opinion and another person's opinion, and probably that person has a bit more experience than I do, but still it does throw me off every time.
You can't let it, I will say I like looking at it, but I try not to make a decision on it. I like having an idea of what the horse's odds might be so that I can try to find prices.
Yeah.
It can be wrong, obviously.
Sure.
But I don't get scared away from a horse I like because it's 20-1. I'm like, oh, yay, I found one I like that's 20-1. So I encourage everybody not to get scared away from their favorite horses. We do have Gino standing by with a guest, but before we let you go, Rob, we're so happy to partner with Railbirds, to have you guys out here. You're, like Rachel said, kind of doing what we're doing, but more betting focused.
Sure.
Let the audience know where they can find you, where they can follow you to keep track of what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. We're on Instagram and X at MyRailbirds, and if you're looking for, as well as TikTok, if you're looking for just some fun content, that's around sports betting. We try and correlate the two, whether it's like, one example would have been Travis Kelce owns a horse up at Woodbine and Swift Delivery, and Swift Delivery was running, and we said, what's more likely, Travis Kelce anytime touchdown or Swift Delivery winning? And it was like plus 300 versus like plus 200. I don't think either of them actually cashed. But regardless, this is the type of content we're going to have. You can relate to it a bit more. Also just fun horse betting adjacent content as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so
Thanks so much.
Rob.
This has been awesome. I really appreciate America's Best Racing for having us and working with Krabs yesterday. We had a great time.
Yeah, it was awesome. We'll do it again.
All right.
Run it back. Run it
Speaking
back.
of-
And good
Thanks,
luck.
Rob.
Hopefully the
Everybody-
2 wins keeps on rolling.
who's the
keep
third
it
one?
going.
I don't even know. I don't know. I was in the DRF over there, and then you guys
Shoot me a text. Shoot me a text when you got another winner.
Okay,
but
will do.
Gino, you got Team DRF. This is Rick Broth. I recognize him. How's it going?
Like the soup, baby. Rick Broth is here, Team DRF, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about his experience as a contest player and as a horse player. Rick, how did you get involved in all this?
I grew up in Cleveland. My dad was a degenerate horse player at Thistledown, and that's when it started.
So we have you as one of our Team DRF members. How long have you been using the DRF and reading the daily racing form?
My whole life. We used to sneak into Thistledown and wait for a guy to give it to us for free because I couldn't afford it. And I do miss the old Woodbine full paper. I wish you guys would come back with it, but I know it's not happening. So now I have to print it. My printing bill is astronomical because now there's ads for. And see that black ink there? See how that black ink is? That black ink is it's like $20 every time I do it.
So he knows the DRF. We definitely know that Rick does. Rick, what are some of the things that you're looking for when you're handicapping the races? You have any particular angles, or are you kind of looking at each race individually? What stuff jumps out for you?
There's a million things. I actually been working on a book for 40 years, and I finished the book, and I have a chapter on handicapping, and for $10, you'll be able to get it to everybody in the room.
Awesome. Now, when did the handicapping start and become more into the contest play?
Probably 10, 15 years ago. I did get lucky. The one year Jim Goodman called me from Keeneland. I won the Keeneland tournament, and I won a free tournament. And he goes, Rick, you won the first half of the NHC tour. And I said, what the hell's that? And he goes, you got 10 grand. And anyway, so then I got into it, and ever since.
Awesome. Well, we're going to be rooting for you. We hope to see that name jumping up the leaderboard. How have you had so far today? How many of your bets have you had, and how many do you have left?
I've only made a few, so
still a lot of time.
Yeah, still got some bullets.
And how many times have you been to the NHC before?
My 11th. Last year I got my 10th loser award. So 10-time loser.
They give you a T-shirt to send home, right?
I got an award, a 10-time loser award.
Left
ear
with the microphone. Well, Rick, we're going to be rooting for you. We hope 11th time is the lucky charm. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck. That's Rick Broth, Team DRF. We'll keep checking in with a couple more members of Team DRF.
I love that. Hopefully he can add a 41st chapter to this book of NHC. I can't believe 40 years writing a book, one chapter on handicapping. Come on now.
We've got
another
another
about the NHC.
Yes, I'll do a little tease here too. We got another author coming up who has a handicapping book as well. But in the meantime, we've been joined by Noel Michaels. Noel, how's it going?
Good. It's good to be here with you guys. It's good to be here another year at NHC.
I know.
Can't believe it. Yeah.
How many have you been to?
This makes 24 out of the 27.
Wow.
Impressive. Yeah, I was at the first ones, but during those, I missed 3 somewhere in there. I don't even remember when.
Maybe during the COVID years. The COVID years, it got a little funky.
Yeah, I was here for those actually, but yeah, there's a long, great history that predates this place, Treasure Island, the Red Rock Casino.
Oh, I wasn't.
MGM Grand was the first one.
I have been to the Treasure Island, which I will say, a little shade. This is an upgrade.
That just makes me think of Miss Congeniality.
Yes. Oh,
I
God,
can't
I love that show.
think of Treasure Island without thinking of Miss Congeniality. Surely you fellas know what I'm talking about.
I do not.
What? Don't call me Shirley. Oh my God! Come on now. She dives off the boat to save.
Yeah, it's in the whole pirate theme.
It's Miss Congeniality 2.
Oh, that's the second one?
Yeah. Miss Congeniality 1 is the actual pageant.
The
But Miss
pageant.
Congeniality 2 is the Vegas. And you guys now have homework on your flights home because I have seen them on there if you fly Delta. They at least used to be.
Do I have to watch 1 to watch 2, or can I just watch 2?
You could just watch 2.
Okay.
But 1 is good, but 2 is better.
It was pinnacle of the Treasure Island culture. Noel is one of the phenomenal contributors who writes a lot of our great content on americasbestracing.net. part of a great team of people that take handicapping insights and kind of boil them down to terms that I can understand. So what strategy have you been using here? Betting on some races?
Me personally, or
Yeah.
with the tournament? Well, I just hit it in exacta, so I was happy about that. I'm flying high as I come up to the podium here. But you know, we were here for the last chance yesterday, which was really amazing because we had 55 races in the last chance tournament yesterday. The highest priced winner out of those 55 races was like $22. And the second highest was in the last race of the tournament, which was $19, right? As soon as we walk into the room today, you had two winners right off the bat at Colonial and Laurel that blew away anything that happened yesterday. And it turns out one guy had both of those winners, shot up the leaderboard. And so we're off and running today. A lot of good prices everywhere. And Friday's a day where that doesn't always happen. You know, Saturday's the day where usually all hell breaks loose with the scores and everything. Friday could be hit or miss, but this day today has been fantastic with great prices and good races everywhere.
I can literally feel the energy radiating off of you. This is kind of your Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was. I'm a little bit of a has-been, I think. You know, when you stick around something too long, you know, a new batch comes up and replaces you. But so, you know, yeah, I'm like the grand old guy of the tournament, even though I'm not that old yet.
Qualifying over 20 times, that's legend. That's legendary status. That's.
But I haven't qualified all those years. I've been here all those years, but not qualified.
Are you qualified this year?
No.
You
no.
tried yesterday.
I was in the last chance, and I am going to tell everybody out there and you guys, like, I took the badge of honor yesterday. I took the true badge of honor.
0.
Oh, wow. So, for anyone that was following Dan on the leaderboard yesterday, he rounded out with a cool $5. And then at the mixer last night, Noel came up and he was talking about this badge of honor, and I love that. That's usually
Well, we used to say that, you know, if you can't win or if you can't cash in a tournament, get a 0, because at least it means that you played the right way. You know, like you weren't plugging along on like 5-2 shots. You know, you were sending it in. You know, it's easy to go 0 for 11 when every horse you bet's 20-1, right? So you're playing the right way. It just wasn't my day. You know,
taking
that's
swings.
all. Yeah.
Hey, I like.
No regrets. We gotta give it our best shot, and it's a tough tournament.
The perspective, and I mean, Noel, you're maybe one of the most interesting people on the team at America's Best Racing. So in January of this year, we always do multiple days of strategic planning meetings where I like to bring everyone together. We're going to dig into what the year ahead looks like, and we're zooming in remote from where and doing what exactly for all of those meetings. We were like, what are you doing joining these calls? And you're like, I'm dedicated, I'm in.
Well, if I happen to look tan right now, it's because I've been joining the meetings from down in Merida, Yucatan, Mexico, where I have been based this winter. Not for horse racing purposes, but just for other work. But yeah, I mean, it's been a pleasure for me to look at the weather forecast in the United States every day this winter and watch every snowstorm like pummel all of you guys.
Oh,
and, you know,
You're wearing shorts and sandals.
I was wearing shorts in here yesterday, yeah, but actually when I packed for this trip, I had to find some of my clothes that I had to find this jacket and, you know, where my pants were because I had lost them.
And you were doing tour guiding?
Yeah. So, like where I am in Mexico, there's things like Chichen Itza, which is the Mayan ruins and stuff like that, and there's beaches everywhere. So I've been touring around that part of Mexico with tourists.
That is so awesome. I've never been to Chichen Itza.
Either. I want to go. Let's all go next year. Let's make it a work trip where we all go and get a
You
tour.
guys are all welcome, and I'll get you around from A to B.
Okay.
I like
Gonna
that.
give us the tour.
We've got to make it happen. Noel, you write a lot of awesome handicapping content for us. So I'm curious, I'm putting you on the spot here. Do you have an insight with Aqueduct Race 6? It's post time.
Oh. And this is the mandatory?
No, it's
No?
not.
Yeah.
It's just, race coming up here. We've got a 6-horse field. There is a heavy favorite on the 6. But I figured we haven't shown a race for a while. We should put a race up.
I thought there would be an opportunity for the 1 horse asleep at 8 to knock off the favorite. If any of them could, I think my pick for that would be the 1 asleep at 8. And 7-1 odds right now going into the gate is pretty decent.
Yeah, I'll say. That's almost, the kind of the mid shot in the race, right? You got the...
Yeah. I don't see a lot of speed, and the horse really ran a good effort last time, going 6.5, and just came up a little bit short, but at 6, I think, without other speed in the race, I think the horse has a shot.
All right, there we go. We heard it here. So we're going to be rooting for the 1 here. Oaklawn Race 5 just finished. I heard some yelling, but it kind of tapered off. So let's see, the 5-1 at 5-1. That's nice. And then the 3 in second place at 3-1. So 5-1 pays you around $18 or so in this tournament. So it's a pretty good leaderboard move. Again, if you look at the leaderboard, you can see arrows up and down. It shows you like at each refresh how many people moved up, how many people have now passed you, and makes it a little more exciting when you see you jumped up 300 positions with your $30 horse, something like that. So, Jason, did you look at this race at Aqueduct?
I looked, but the horse I liked got scratched. I was on the 5. I think the 6 is going to be hard to go through. Nothing exciting at 1-2. This is a race I would watch. I'll root for Noel.
Yeah.
And by watch, you mean you would not bet on it?
Correct. Yeah, I would not be betting.
We need a duck pick for this race.
Oh.
Noel, have you seen the lazy duck river over there where you pick a duckling, a
No,
little rubber
no.
ducky, and it has a number on it, and then
No,
you
but
know.
that's my kind of, activity. I would like
Strategy.
to participate in that.
Where is this
One out
lazy
of here and
river?
it was a winner. It's by the palm tree.
Oh, as
Are
soon
we
as I
gambling
head
on
off
these
this,
ducks?
I'm heading right over there.
Yeah, Dan gambled and lost some money, and we tore the ticket up. Here it is, right here. Oh,
Evidence.
proof.
Shattered dreams.
Next year, I'm
Duck
committed.
dive.
I want something right here.
A lazy river.
Lazy river on sat.
I wouldn't
With the rubber
mind,
ducks?
With rubber ducks.
floating down a lazy river. Let's actually just install one in here in the building.
Yeah, let's just stream from the pool.
Well, I think that some
you guys should come
casinos
down
here
to
in
Mexico.
Vegas,
I'll
too.
find you a lazy river down there. you know.
Are there cenotes in your
There
region?
are. See, I didn't bring up the cenotes because I didn't know if you were aware of what those are.
I'm about the
Very cool.
cenotes.
Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's a fantastic feature of the Yucatan Peninsula. Underground swimming holes with fresh water. And so it's essentially you're going down into caves with stalagmites and stalactites and everything, and you're swimming in these underground worlds essentially down there. And it's they range from very rustic, like out in the jungle, or kind of touristy, but it's a great pastime for
I
that.
went to my first cenote this last spring when I was in Mexico for the first time near Cancun, and it was awesome. But I'm a very frequently a solo traveler, and I don't usually do tours because I like to wander and mosey, and if I am at a place where I just want to spend 4 hours there, like I want to stay. But I was on a tour, and the cenote was so cool, and I really wish I could have spent more time there. So if we come, we're going to be posting up at that cenote for a while because they're so cool. There were like lily pads and
It's just they're crystal clear is the main thing that stands out. Is the purest water you'll ever see.
Yeah, because it filters down through the limestone and everything as it flows underground, and just crystal clear. You can
I was
see
just surprised
meters
there were
down.
fish. Like, how did the fish get there?
Yeah, there are small fish in there. People don't realize, but they're harmless fish. Although I think there was a horror movie once where there was like a giant man-eating alligator
No,
living
don't
in
get
one
me
of those.
started.
Don't ruin it for Rachel.
I used to be genuinely terrified, and still sometimes will get weird, intrusive thoughts about like sharks appearing in
Ocean.
swimming pools.
Oh.
So the first scary movie I ever saw was with my older cousins, and it was, I think, Blue. was what it was called, and it was sharks that like take over this research facility, Blue Ocean, or gosh, what's it called?
I don't know.
I gotta Google this and get it right. But I was Deep Blue Sea from JD. Thank you. And it was terrifying, and there was like sharks in buildings, and sharks were in places, in pools, and bodies of water where they shouldn't be. And so,
like the movie Tornado, where there's just like tornadoes and random, like, did not know.
Like Sharknado.
I've seen that.
Oh gosh.
So guys, my
your
one horse
one's
has
not doing
packed
so
it in.
hot. Oh no.
Yeah, I knew I was in trouble because the horse didn't get the clear
Got a
lead. So
21 to 1 shot on the
21 to
lead.
1 loose on the lead. Not quite loose on the lead.
Look at this.
6 is going to go by.
Oh man. If that
yeah,
21
there
to
we
1
go.
can hang on to second, that's still a decent place price.
Oh,
But he's
four
got
is
some
moving.
Oh, there we go. We got it. Wait, stand by.
goes after that. We'll boys back a couple of spots with Moralito, Sky Masterson. The two of the back are necessarily intolerable. So I'll receive all the way up to challenge Deportivo North Ship for the lead. I'll receive 3 wide. Deportivo to North Ship. Still standing in hand 20.
Alexa.
Not sober.
Oh, do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, like we're gonna hopefully be launching some more Spanish content in the Spanish community soon. So I know everybody in the comments who is Spanish speaking, follow us, follow our Spanish channel ABR in Vivo on YouTube, and we'll hopefully have a more community for you soon. But I hear some yelling. I also know Dan is standing by with Chris Larmy, who has recently authored that new book I just showed you. So Dan, can you hear us?
Actually, I was sorry. We were just watching that race at Tampa, which was pretty exciting at the end. There was a 7-1, 22-1, and the 3-horse won at 7-1. All right, Chris Larmy, battling all the ambient sound. I've actually just been standing here with you for a couple of minutes, just kind of getting your personal story, because I've known you through the Sport of Kings podcast. I know you through the NHC, and you told me this is the 20th time you've qualified for the NHC?
Yeah, 20th time.
And what did you tell me? What was your additional bit of your comment that you added about 20th time?
I was the chairman of the Players Committee for the NHC for quite a while, just up until last year. So.
Well, you also said to me, well, that just means I'm old. And I said, no, I said, that just means you're really good.
I don't know about that, but yeah, definitely, I've been here 20 years. I'm pretty old, so.
So let's talk about what you've accomplished here. You finished 8th here at one point, which is a massive accomplishment with all these horse players in the room. Talk about the grind. What it meant to finish in the top 10 and the grind to actually be there Sunday night when everything's on the line.
Yeah, it is a grind, especially now. It used to be 2 days, and it expanded to 3 days. So you just have to stick with it. And if you get off to a slow start, you can't panic. You got to try to, stick with your game plan. And, sometimes it's your weekend, sometimes it's not. And I've had both.
All right, so we know Alexa mentioned that we've got the book. We'll hold it up here. Betting on Horses, Key Insights from the Bet with the Best podcast. So tell us about it.
So the Bet with the Best podcast is a podcast I had where I brought in professional players, real experts, and sort of picked their brain to find out what makes them successful at a really tough game. It's a tough game to be successful at. And based on those interviews, I thought, I ought to write a book. The reason I did that was to try to help provide some educational content on betting more than on handicapping. And so I thought,
why is that important?
Well, because betting's just as important as the picks. And if you don't know how to exploit an edge, then you're not going to be able to take advantage of it. I mean, in fact, if you talk to a lot of people, you hear them say, I'm a good handicapper, but I'm a lousy at betting. And so that's what I was trying to address. And based on the content that I developed from the podcast, I thought, I ought to put this into a book and really focus on what it takes to be a successful horse player, both handicapping and betting. And use all the wisdom that I had, was able to get the guests to share, and add some of my own thoughts in there and put it together in this book, Betting on Horses. And it's pretty comprehensive. It talks about everything from handicapping to betting to money management, horse player psychology, contests. Have chapters on contests. Paul Sherman was one of the people I had on the Bet with the Best podcast. We talked about him on how to be successful at the NHC. In fact, 2 years ago, Mike Gillum won. And when he won, I talked to him, and he said that he had listened to the podcast with Paul on NHC. He said he listened to it like 8 or 10 times. And he said it really helped him be successful. He actually won the contest 2 years ago. And then an individual who finished 6th last year told me the same thing. So, I mean, it's good content in there it's just on the contest side. But then I also, talk about how racing has changed, and in particular, computer modeling, computer-assisted wagering, what that's meant, how it's changed the game, and how you can sort of adjust your play to try to take on a very formidable foe in the pari-mutuel pools, which are the CAWs. They pretty much dominate things today.
So I want to touch on a part of that because, when I came in yesterday, I was, I semi-jokingly said I'm making all my picks with Claude AI. You're hanging out with some of the, the majority of people in this room are a bit older, and they've been doing this for a long time. Do you see them making adjustments for AI? Do you see new players coming in using those kinds of tools?
Well, I think the younger generation definitely are into the computer modeling. And, like Dennis Montoro, who I talk about in the book, he started 4 or 5 years ago and has built a model, and he's a professional player now for several years, about 3 years, been successful. So, I mean, those people with that the ability to adapt to that technology and use it, I think that's sort of the future, computer modeling.
How do you feel about that? Because you probably came up on just kind of being hunched over with the form, right? Like a lot of us, right?
Actually, I was writing computer models 40 years ago.
Okay, so I guess you're all for this.
We were at the university. Okay, yeah. So I've always been. I don't use a computer model now, but I have in the past. I always felt like I learned a lot when I built a model, but I was still, by incorporating what I learned into my own, human approach, I was still better than any model. I still think I am. I still take it on the teams.
Well, that's the question. I mean, do you think
your spots? You can't beat them at every race. They'll kill you if you try to bet every race, every pool. But if you find your strengths and you focus on those, and you put the work in, you can still get an edge. And that's what I talk about in the book.
So that's the question. 10 years from now, the NHC, let's say there are 5,000 players, for argument's sake, playing in the NHC 10 years from now. How many of those players are going to be using computer models or some sort of AI-assisted programming to actually make their picks?
It's certainly a lot more. I just hope there's still an NHC and horse racing in 10 years. I'm a little worried about the sport. But yeah, definitely I think you're going to see more and more people move towards it. And if you don't, you're going to sort of fall behind.
All right. Let people know where they can catch you on a regular basis, listen to you currently, and also where they can get the book.
Yeah, for the book, and I really encourage you. I think if you're a horse player, no matter if you're a beginner or you've been doing this for a long time, there's something in that for you. I mean, it's not me. I'm not telling you how to do things. A lot of really smart guys like Andy Beyer and Steve Christ, and it's loaded. So if you go to Bet with the Best Media, that's all one word, betwiththebestmedia.com. You can order the book. If you get it now, I got early bird pricing. I got to make a sale here. Put the pitch on. And if you want to just listen to, so I have guests on each week on my Sport of Kings podcast, the t-shirt. We look at the big card for the week. And we focus on that, and I try to bring in a lot of talk about betting and make it educational as well. So the Sport of Kings podcast every weekend, you can get it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get those. Definitely a lot of ambient noise in here. And then my Bet with the Best podcast has been on hold till I got the book out, but I'll be starting that up again. So you can look for the Bet with the Best podcast to come out again here.
Less than 20 minutes now.
Way to stay composed with Frank Miramati shouting in our ears. We love Frank. And then the last thing I would just ask you real quick is, like, obviously, a lot of people have asked, hey, who's your best pick today? Not going to ask you that. For somebody watching, what's the most important piece of betting advice that you can give them?
I think you have to, if you want to be successful, you have to be able to find an edge. You have to find some advantage that you have over the crowd. And to do that, you have to think differently. And so my biggest advice is you have to figure out how you can separate yourself from the crowd. And that's what it takes to be successful long term. And that's what I talk about in the book.
Chris Lorme, betting on horses, key insights from the Bet with the Best podcast. Alexa, Rachel?
We're here. We're here. I'm
Thanks,
just
Dan.
finishing. I have a dinner roll stuffed into one of my.
They're eating on the set now. We gave them time to eat on the set.
Sometimes you need a little carb hit.
Yeah, we gotta keep it rolling here. But we've had a set change. We're joined by Brent Traff, who is a pretty interesting person. He's
I do my best.
a horse player and a voice actor.
I am a former, on-camera actor, but, eventually when you live in North Carolina where I do, it's hard to get on camera as much as when you live in California where I originally started. So voice actor it is.
What's your best role that you've ever done?
Well, I did an animated short for Pixar called Sanjay's Super Team, which got nominated for an Academy Award. I did all the voices for it and got invited to the Oscars. Yeah, that was very cool. I wish my on-camera TV work had been. I just do all the cop shows on TV. In the summer, I Turned Pretty. I just did that, but I never get the big roles on that. They just let me talk. They don't ever let me be on camera.
Summer I Turned Pretty. Now that.
It's a special show.
Classic.
Special show, yeah.
What was that experience like?
It was very surreal. I played a bartender, had my standard 4 or 5 lines. What can I get you guys? And just stay out of the way and don't take too much time on camera. My biggest lesson I learned on camera was working with Kiefer Sutherland on 24. I did a very small part with him, and I spoke my lines, and he said, hey, great job, man, great job. But just say it faster. I was like, okay, Kiefer, okay. And action. And we said it again. Went again. He said, okay, even faster. So by the time it went down, Kiefer walked up to me, and it sounded like he said, and I said, and I was like, there is no way on God's green earth anyone is going to understand any of this. But then I watched 24, and I was like, my God, there's a reason why he's the producer of the show.
What was the line? Do you remember the line?
I had like 3 lines. It was 10 years ago, but it was like, we've disarmed the bomb, sir. And he said, good, keep me posted. Yes, I will, sir. And I mean, it was something like that. But I mean, I couldn't make my lips go fast enough to get the words out.
We're going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
So I found out that when I just do the voiceover stuff, I have the script in front of me, so then I can speak as fast as I want to script.
I've heard that, those terrible commercials for, a drug where they have rainbows and butterflies and then telling you all the ways it's going to kill you. I've heard that, it can't be sped up. It has to actually be, a human reading. Is that true?
There are certain laws that certain things have. You can say them fast, but they can't go so fast that people, which is what the drug companies would love to do, is just let you blow right by that part. But you have to say it slow enough to let them know that you could be killed at any moment taking this medicine.
Can you give us an example of the fastest you can do?
I can try. Let me see. Let me read something off the page here. Give me a line. Give me a line. So dead cold. Okay. And I'll do it in my disclaimer voice.
Yes.
Live from Las Vegas, day 1 of the National Horseplayers Championship, March 13, 2026.
Wow.
Pretty fast.
See, the reason why I couldn't do this is I've been told my whole life I'm a slow talker. I'm slow to get the words out. I'm slow with the way that I tell my stories. And whenever I try and go fast, I can get real excited for Lil Wayne's verse.
Great thing about
and I
voiceover
get
though
all
is you can
mixed up.
mess it up as much as you want and just do it over again. As long as you can do a lot of cool voices, that's fun. Yeah.
What are the cool voices?
Oh God, I can do so many. I mean, it's all I've done. I started doing this by reading stories to my kids, and then like all of a sudden you're reading Kermit the Frog, or you're doing Winnie the Pooh, like, oh, I sure would like some rumbly in my tumbly, some honey for my tumbly, and you start and then you start going, well, what if Kermit the Frog talked in a Southern accent? Well, I'm Kermit the Frog, and they talk like it, and you start combining the voices. Next thing you know, you're off to the races. You can pinch your nose. And, oh, this could be really good. And then if you do Kermit the Frog, pinching your nose, like, oh, I'm Kermit the Frog. And it just at the end of the day, you spend a lot of time alone in your closet talking to yourself, and people don't call you insane, which is one of the few careers that you can do that for. So
My 2-year-old nephew, if he's still watching, he's probably loving this segment right now.
Oh.
I trip out on all the kids' toys and the voices that they use and stuff. It's interesting how they
I've
latch
gotten a lot
onto
into
it.
video games lately, too. So you can do all the video games like, listen, I learned this from Kiefer Sutherland. You just get close and talk in a deep, deep voice, and everyone loves you for video games. So.
Ooh, yeah, where you're like the old mage
Yes.
that they've got to approach the warlock.
NPC.
Exactly.
Do you have to do the sound effects for things too, or is that automated?
Sometimes you do, but there's, now with all the technology, you don't have to do it as much anymore. I mean, it used to be technology didn't do anything in voiceover, which was great because, like, suddenly they needed like a 70-year-old sumo wrestler for like a slot machine, and you're like, oh God, I can do that. You must hit the gold. No, go. But now it's like everything's got to be appropriately cast. So like, I'll get calls from like other people. It's like, hey, do you happen to know a SAG-eligible Asian man, 85, with a speech impediment? Sure, yeah, I got one of those. Let me find one. Because it has to be exactly that. It's like, it's just crazy now.
This is wild.
Yes.
Jason, do you have any voice acting
Yeah, let's hear it,
abilities?
Jason.
What's your best impersonation?
I don't have any. I'm bad at lines. I do a lot of thinking, so it's hard.
What about-
I'm like you. I talk really, really slow. I mean, if I'm given something, I can maybe try to read it.
You
but
are kind of
when
a
I
slow
talk,
talker.
When I talk fast, usually my Hispanic accent comes out, and people can't understand me. They're like, "Are you Southern?" I'm like, "No, I'm not Southern." So I try to talk slower and enunciate a little bit more.
Speaking of talking fast, I was in a very precarious situation 1 week ago. This just happened. Staying at a hotel, and I got a job for Books Flowers, and so I had to talk for Books. Now, I had just gotten out of the shower, and I'm going to the Burbank airport to try to catch a plane home. Well, I was like, oh, God, I'm out of the shower. I just was talking to my friend Steve DeCasters about horse racing. I was like, God, I wonder if they'll just wait until I get back. And I texted, they won't wait. Okay, I can do this. So you build a pillow fort in your hotel room, and it's 3 couch cushions. And this one, you build a pillow fort, and you kind of stick your head in like this. So, I'm like, buy Books Flowers for $24.99 and use promo code blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden I hear a, ah! Mind you, I had just gotten out of the shower. I was buck naked
In a pillow
on my
fort.
hands and knees, bent over with my head stuck in a mattress as this wonderful, Latina woman walked in and saw all you could see. My derriere was
Your Books Flowers were on display.
And what was funny is I was so worried about the job. I was like, I just heard, ah! Get $25.99. I was like, I got to get this done. I'll deal with that later. I don't even want to think about it. So finished the spot, wrapped up my computer, left, and just thought she will never see my face, and I will never see hers. So there's anonymity. So it was voiceover work. You get into all kinds of fun. So that was a bad day.
Now, if you ever do butt double work, you might be spotted.
I think I might have a career. I don't know.
That's too great. Alexa, do you have
See
any?
my face.
Do you have any impersonations?
Oh, I'm terrible.
I don't know that.
You do.
Let's hear it.
I don't know that anything is good. I feel like Cher is always one.
That's your karaoke song?
Yeah.
Do you believe in life after love?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Feel something inside
Gino, come over here. I know Gino is.
I don't think you're strong enough.
I mean,
now.
Gino is our musical theater man. He's dying. He's not on set.
Spot the frick on. I mean, you should do
Was that
karaoke.
good?
Yeah.
Good.
Gino, do you have something for us?
The head movements.
Gino, impersonation.
I can definitely get on the Cher with that one as well, because Cher will go, "You'll never change for no one, and I heard your reasons why.
Where did you sleep last night? And was she worth it? Was she worth it? 'Cause I'm strong enough to live without you, strong enough.
So I like the share one that you were just
For
going
sure,
for.
share.
out of the water.
Absolutely.
It's, gonna,
Any
it's,
day
a
of the
tight,
week.
it's a tight contest there. I don't know if I
Gino,
give
clear. Put a wig. Put a like a
Put a wig on it.
18-inch
Yes.
wig bust down on
100.
Can you do share?
I don't. Do you believe in life? I've never tried share. I do so many.
I'm Cher.
Cher's back in the throat.
Coming from like,
It comes from down within. I go right to Kermit the Frog. Somehow Cher and Kermit the Frog.
You know, I saw Cher at a horse race.
Wow.
I saw Cher at California Crown.
Really?
R.I.P.
And she was glorious. She was this tiny, glorious thing. She wasn't human.
All
Was she
decked
nice?
out in chrome
I don't know, I didn't
hearts,
talk to her.
everything. She's good
Oh, she
friends
was
of Belinda Stronach, so she was out there to present the trophy, a Chrome Hearts trophy, and yeah, she just had an air and energy.
Cher.
Armenian, just like Greg, he had to shout that out. I actually didn't know that.
By the way, shout out to our production team that make all this possible. Greg Charkoudian, J.D. Mitchell, Alex Probst. Literally, like, they've been here for days and days setting this up and making it all happen. So, and I'm sure you know everything that goes behind the scenes to pull any kind of production off.
I'm amazed at how smoothly this all runs and how well everyone does at their jobs. I wish I could be this good at anything. So, well done.
Okay. What you are here because you're good at something. Like, you're here to handicap. You are qualified. We haven't gotten there yet, but you are qualified for
I am.
NHC.
I'm qualified.
So, where does horse racing come into the picture?
You know, my biggest, the thing I like the most about this event is just coming to see all my buddies. And so I make it a habit to try to get qualified as early as I possibly can. So I knocked that out February, like 10th last year. I won an online one and checked that box. But I still play on the weekends. I play the big events, but I'm probably more of a weekend warrior, especially compared to some of the hardliners like Dylan Donnelly, who's at my table, and Justin Du's on a retirement. He'll be back soon probably. But yeah, some of these guys are obsessed and they do it every single day, and I can't do that. I have kids too, so it's
That's
hard.
good to get it out of the way so quick, though. That's like a weight off your shoulders.
Last year I won first chance last year I had 2 out of the way right away. And and I was just done and just chill and watch everybody else. Sometimes our group is really lazy, though, and they don't think to get qualified till like almost December. And I'm like, dudes, we got to get together in Vegas. It's no fun if we don't.
I procrastinate and wait till the end of the year, and then I don't get in like this year. And I need to start doing what you do and start
just jump
sooner.
on it. Jump on it right away. It's good. It's good strategy. Yeah.
Proactive,
Wait,
jump in.
can I put you to work and not pay you the associated fee, because we have a line read to do, and I want the professional to do it.
Hey,
oh my God. Okay, this is so cool. So this is for our partner, morningline.io, and from the true professional.
Oh, nice. Okay. Ready? Here we go. Morningline.iq is like a stock market for racehorses. Let your skills as a handicapper be your advantage. Dominate the action. Get in before the big race. Buy shares today at Kentucky Derby Hopefuls Universe and Blackout Time, along with many other talented horses. Morningline IQ. Own the game.
Wow.
Incredible.
Professional.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Been doing it a while, so.
Yeah.
So you walk into a job and you take 10 minutes and you walk out and
Walk
get
back
a check.
out and get out of there. And sometimes nowadays I don't even have to walk in. You know, I can do it from the
Do it
pillow fort,
remote.
buck naked with nothing but a towel around my head. So, yeah, that's
Oh my God. Do you have a cool, when you're not in that situation, like a studio, like a cool studio at home?
I have 2. Yeah, I have 2 studios in where I live, and one I use mostly exclusively because it's kind of the walk-in closet I built when I first moved into the house. But then I was doing so much work with other people and teaching classes that I started having other people come in, that I built another one, a big one, in another room. So they come in and they'll do it in there, and I
So
can.
you didn't have to say, "Come into my closet."
For a while I was
Teach you
bringing.
a lesson.
For a little while I was starting to have like kids come in. I was like, "Come on into my bedroom, Mom. You're coming too right now." And so we're all sitting in Brent's closet, and we're gonna talk to ourselves. So I did that for a while, and I was like, "We got to fix this." So.
Is this handicapping zone a different zone of the house, or is that kind of the home base where you got the
handicapping zone, you said?
Yeah, as far as
100%.
watching
the handicapping,
races.
I have a pool and a pergola, and the handicapping usually, I'm in the south, so as much as I can, the handicapping is outside, breathing fresh air. Any time I'm not forced to sit in the closet, I want to come out of the closet, and I want to get some vitamin D.
Cool,
Yeah.
and the pergola sounds nice. Now, I want to make sure that you have your mandatory in.
I
you
do have
your,
the
okay.
mandatory in.
Okay, we're 3 minutes out. This is the second mandatory of the day. It's honestly the last one we're going to show today, because then we're going to come back tomorrow for the end of the tournament to see who gets to the semifinals. But for this mandatory, it's Fairgrounds Race 6. It's in 3 minutes. We're going to put the feed up here on the screen. And Brent, tell us if you're comfortable. You don't have
Of course,
to,
yeah.
but who did you pick in here?
I took the 7 here. By the way, I'm 1 for 4 so far today, which feels like I'm 0 for 32. But I took the 7 Buckeye Bombshell. Let me try to remember why I took it, because I did it this morning. Oh yeah, Kenny McPeak just seemed like he's coming into good form. A lot of these horses are coming off layoffs. I thought he's going to be fresh, fit, and he's also got an interest in getting to the front. And there's a lot of these that are coming from off the pace. So I thought he might get some soft fractions up top and just take him end to end, or be sitting right off it and be able to get first crack at the leader.
And you got a decent odds there, 8-1.
I'll take it. Yeah.
What do you have a minimum odds cutoff for a mandatory race?
You know, it's a great question. On day 1, I really try not to look much at odds. I mean, if it's 5-2, that's as low as I'll probably go. I just try to pick winners on the first day, stick with the horses I like. Day 2, depending on how I'm doing, I'll set some hard lines, 8-1, stuff like that, to try to get back in it. But hopefully we won't get to that point. Hopefully we'll be up top early. So.
How many picks do you have left?
Oh, I only used I've used the 2 mandatories and then 2 optionals. So
still have a few bullets to fire.
I'm back into the day heavy. So
okay.
Hope for good things.
What's the strategy going to be?
I'm a big pace scenario guy, so try to find what sticks out as unique, and if there's a lot of closers, pick the horses that are going to be near the front, or vice versa. I also like following trainers, and I think the most important strategy is to get to know 1 or 2 tracks and really key on those rather than try to bounce around. It can be completely overwhelming to try to handicap 70 races, so I stick to the tracks I know and the trainers I know. It's my only advantage, especially when, as a weekend warrior, it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on in every track. So
we made this analogy at the top of the show. Sometimes in these high pressure situations, not just here, but in life in general, the analogy we used is, the girl gets married, does her hairdo completely differently, like a tight slick back on her wedding day, when that's not her style. It's not what she normally does. It's not the look, it's a vibe. And same thing with the tournament play. You don't want to be the bride going for a slick back here. You got to stay true to what you do.
Exactly.
Day to day, how you're showing up, your strategy, what works for you. And
depending on how the day goes, you can usually read it by my hair, because eventually, by the end of the day, I'll be like that. And that's just very standard procedure from a lot of this. You always know if I have a part going, that means it's been a bad day. That's like,
oh yeah, just
out the brush and some gel and start.
Bring it back. You just by the end you start off looking as good as possible, because it's just going to fall apart throughout the day. No matter it's good or bad, it's going to fall apart. So you got to start well. I guess I'm a front runner in that respect.
I like this. We're going to keep our eyes on the hairstyles.
Yes, that'll be your determinant.
The status of the
more vertical, the worse. I can promise.
We need it flat down.
Going in the gate here for the mandatory.
Okay, so you're on the 7. Jason, did you have a pick in here?
I have a mild pick. I think the Brad Cox first-time starter, number 9's got talent, going a mile on the grass for the first time. Price-wise, I think she was only 3-1 going into the gate here. But I guess that would be my pick. That would be my top pick.
Okay, so 7 and 9, Rachel. Any thoughts or vibes?
I mean, I haven't seen anything. I don't know.
You got to see him. You didn't get to see him.
Okay.
Didn't get my eyes on him, but sure, I'll pick a number, any number. I'll go with the 1.
The 1. This is where we need the lazy river of ducks.
I was going to say, tell us after the race, Rachel.
Brent, there's a duck pool over there where you can just pick a duck and play that number.
Oh.
In case the hair goes here.
Under the palm
I'm not
tree.
above it. I'm not above it at all.
Okay, the race is off. This is the second mandatory in the NHC.
Sunshine Daydream as we make the way toward the first turn, and Galatina joins with the rail. So with Hunteria, Galatina to the early lead at the 6.5. With close-up Sunshine Daydream with Buckeye Bombshell and the green cap running a third as these maiden fillies mares go to the back of the course. King Gal is running 4th of 9 here in the turf mile, and Good Conduct is next in a burgundy cap. Then comes Olats with Private Property, the Godolphin newcomer. Tarzana running second to last, and Royal Ascot trails 23.23 for the lead part, and it's Galatina. So Galatina dictates terms here at 25-1 for the run past the half-mile pole. Galatina leads by 2.5. Sunshine Daydream continues to track her for Ben Curtis. It's a break of 3 more to King Gal, who's just in 3rd from Buckeye Bombshell with the rail. Good Conduct's running in 5th. Olats in 6th. Then goes Private Property in 7th. Tarzana leads 1. That's Royal Ascot, who remains last of all. The half mile, 47.77 seconds. Galatina still to track down as Sunshine Daydream now quickens her up as they come toward the top of the stretch. It's Sunshine Daydream who's made a move, and Sunshine Daydream wide but taking charge off the turn as they come down to the final quarter of a mile. 3/4 in 1 minute 12.96 seconds. The leader is Sunshine Daydream. She has a 6-length margin with 1 furlong to go from Private Property, who's second and staying on. Galatina's back in 3rd. Buckeye Bombshell and Olats with a belated bid, but with Ben Curtis, it's Sunshine Daydream trying to hold Private Property, and she does. Sunshine Daydream in a driving finish over Private Property. Olats was 3rd, then Buckeye Bombshell and Galatina, they were next across the finish.
Another favorite and a mandatory. Does that relieve you?
Yes. The favorite, if you got to get beat by the chalk. That's for sure. Yeah.
Your 7 made a move towards the end. I mean, it's just so far back.
He was hanging around and just, it seemed like just evenly, and just didn't have it at the end. Didn't have enough left.
That 5 looked like for a minute there he might start picking up momentum and run him down on the outside, but there we go. Another mandatory down, another favorite. So we will show this leaderboard one more time. It will not be...
We got a little bit of a shake-up there. Craig Aum took the lead.
Yeah, he did. I'm having trouble adding the leaderboard to the stage. Greg, do you mind helping me with that? But you're right. Craig Aum is now the leader with 121. There we go. So we've got George Novick in second place, 112. Stephen Thompson and Mike still at that 100. So Mike's been passed by 3 people. But there's still much tournament to happen.
Thank God.
Yeah. Lots we can look forward to. Brent, we really appreciate having you on.
My pleasure.
We might have to send Dan over at some point to get some more
I'm
fun
here for you
voices
guys.
to spice it up. So.
Or just to entertain you with silly voices. So
100%. We will look forward to tracking your name on the leaderboard.
Please do. Hopefully it'll move up.
Do it.
Nice to meet you, Brent.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
talking faster already, just sitting next to you. I want to talk faster now.
And you're deeper. You've got nice resonance. It's working. All right, I'm going to be out of work soon. I got to get out of here.
Now you're going to get a lot of people for your classes now.
That's true.
Okay,
yeah, hit me up.
Coaching sessions at the NHC.
Absolutely.
There
We'll
we
do
go.
a side hustle.
If you don't get in one year, which you will, but if you ever don't, you just set up a booth over here and coach
That's it.
Voice lessons.
Absolutely. Step into my closet, folks.
All right, thank you, Brent. We appreciate
All
having
right.
you on. And really, truly, guys, this is kind of a wrap for us. We're gonna call it today. We will be back tomorrow. I see a couple comments rolling in.
Alexa, before we go,
Yeah.
I got to give a pick out for some walking around money. This
Do
isn't
it.
isn't rent money, but this is going to be some walking around money for everybody. Race 4 at Santa Anita, number 5, Tulavia's World on the grass. She's going to go to the front. I want to see her in the front. I think she's going to go all the way.
Okay.
Get to the wire. 6-1.
Glad I kept my earpiece on just for that.
6-1.
6-1. All right, that's a price. Basically, Jason's buying dinner after that horse comes in.
Yes.
Little walking around money. We did see, but before we sign off, Alexa, I need you to pull in this special comment for when Jason does get walking around.
Oh my God, you're right. See, I saw this comment come in, and I didn't know what it meant or who it was, and I mistakenly ignored it. But let me scroll back because it was a while ago. Boom, found it. Hope Jason's paying attention to that advice. And Jason, I have heard that this is your girlfriend, and the advice she's referring to is buying nice things for your lady.
Yes, that's my girlfriend. Now I'm going to have to buy some things, I guess, every trip I take for racing. So.
Well, you're in a great place for shopping.
Absolutely. So I'm going to have to, I think it was Joel. I don't know who else said something before, but they were talking like some pretty pricey
Designer bags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
No, I don't know why you're talking being reserved around that. If you hit this, you got some good walking around money.
We're going to win some money. It's going to be fine.
Put another $20 on the floor of Santa Anita and like give it to her.
Think about it. It's good karma for you. You know, you're investing in this.
It is.
For good karma in this tournament.
I'm all about it.
Forward.
I'm all about it. Let's win some money, and I'm going to go shopping for you, babe.
Well, on that note, I hope everybody wins some more money. We will check back in with you tomorrow at, when are we here tomorrow? 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. So tune in with us tomorrow afternoon for an update and to find out who will be in the semifinals of the National Horseplayers Championship.
See you then.
It's America's original sport, and no one covers it better than americasbestracing.net. From the sport to the lifestyle, the best races, horses, and destination venues, cocktails, gambling, fashion, and more. americasbestracing.net is a sport for you.